Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa, Ontario, bouncing with tons of anticipation and energy, but also with the very unwavering feeling of knowing that a loss today will end the season for their beloved Senators, as today in Ottawa, the Carolina Hurricanes look for a trip and a secured ticket to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, leading this best-of-7 first-round series 3-0. A win today for Carolina sends them through with an opening round sweep into the second round. Ottawa, tough luck losers of all three of these games in this series, looks to get on the board and send the series back to Raleigh to keep their season going. Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to Ottawa. Thanks for having us in for Game 4 between the Hurricanes and the Senators. There is no doubt about it. Carolina has been the better team through the first 3 games of this series, but there's also no doubt about it. They have not been the runaway better team so far in this series. 3 wins on the hop. In Game 1, they won by 2 goals. On Monday night in Game 2, a 1-goal double overtime victory, and then Thursday night on the road in Game 3, another tight 1-goal victory. Carolina has been better, but only by just this much, meaning Ottawa still has belief that they could come through with a win here this afternoon to push the series to a 5th game, and you never know what might happen in Stanley Cup playoff action if the Senators can just get one here today. Ottawa, a team that has played Carolina on Carolina's way of playing. That's the hard-nosed, hard forechecking, ferocious hitting kind of team. We knew this matchup was going to be tight from day one, and so far it has. But there's certainly a way that the Hurricanes have been able to get out to this early lead of 3-0 in the series, and it's been scoring the first goal in all 3 games in this series, and in fact it's been the same player that scored the first goal in all 3 games. Logan Stankoven, he is on fire, and in fact that entire second line for Rod Brindamore's team, they have been clicking on all cylinders to start this series. Taylor Hall is on that second line. He has a goal and 5 points through the first 3 games of this series. As mentioned, Stankoven, the first goal in all 3 games. He has 3 goals and 4 points. Jackson Blake has been terrific as well. Carolina has been motivated and has been engineered by that second line, but also by their goaltender in Frederik Andersen. What a great first 3 games he's had. Getting the start in all 3. He'll have the start here in this one as well. He stopped 80 of the 83 shots that he's seen so far. A save percentage of .964. Turning back the hands of time is the 36-year-old goaltender. For Ottawa, can they get a lead? They have not held a lead so far in this series. They only have 2 players with multiple points in the series. Drake Batherson has 2 goals. Jake Sanderson has 2 assists. Those are the only 2 players with multiple points so far in this series. Linus Ullmark between the pipes once again for Ottawa. Through the first 3 games, there's been nothing wrong with his play. He stopped 98 of 105 shots, save percentage of .933, goals against of .202, but he's been on the losing end, of course, of all 3 games. Ready to go here in Ottawa. The Canadian Tire Center is absolutely packed, and as mentioned, buzzing with energy and anticipation, but also that nervous energy of knowing that this could be it for their season if they cannot find a way to win. So, ready to go. Game 3. Carolina with a win completes the sweep. Ottawa needs a win to keep their season alive. Carolina captain Jordan Staal out on the opening faceoff with Ridley Greig, and it's time to drop the puck in Game 4 in Ottawa. Hurricanes control the opening faceoff and get the puck in deep to the Senator zone to our left. Loose out of the far corner. Played back behind the net. Staal towards the corner. Comes to get it a former Stanley Cup winner with Pittsburgh. Rolled it in deep behind the net. William Carrier threw it through the blue paint and out. out, came to the near boards. Keandre Miller with a long wrister was blocked, came back to him at the left point and sent it down the near wall. The return for him, however, was intercepted by Ottawa's Dylan Cousins, who could not escape the zone cleanly. Carolina tries to clear back in, puck goes out of play, and we get a whistle, our first of the day, 35 seconds in. Mention Freddie Anderson, how terrific he has been in this series. A .964 save percentage and 0.84 goals against for the 36-year-old Great Dane in his 13th year in the league. Faceoff comes to the right of Ullmark. Hurricanes win the draw from the left point. Slavin played it high to low. Andrei Svechnikov from below the goal line. Back up high Slavin. Point to the far side. Long wrister was taken by Jalen Chatfield and missed the net wide. Puck off the near wall. Ottawa trying to clear. Thomas Chabot up the far wall. Couldn't get it out. Comes back to the far corner. Shane Pinto, the 25-year-old from Franklin Square, New York, can't get rid of it. And the Hurricanes on the forecheck create a takeaway. Chatfield from the right point. Long wrister blocked and ricocheted out to center, and it'll be helped further down the ice by Michael Amadio of Ottawa. Turned back the other direction by the Hurricanes, and back on it for the Senators, Nicholas Matenpalo from Espoo, Finland. Forwards it up the right wing side. Drake Batherson over the line of the right wing, tried to stash one out in front. Hurricanes take care of it defensively. Out to center they come with the red-hot Taylor Hall. Over the line from the left wing, cuts to the slot with a shot. Rubbed out by the defensive Matenpalo. Puck to the far corner and up to the right point. D-to-D this way. Keandre Miller shot it in wide intentionally. Taken off the end wall by Tyler Clevin, playing in his second game in this series. Up the near wall he plays it, and it's ladled up and out by the Senators. Turned in deep by Tim Stützle. Behind the net, Taylor Hall comes up with it. Keandre Miller for Carolina. Up the far wall, not out. Now it is squeezed past Stützle and out. And here come the Hurricanes the other way, a 2-on-1. Hall over the line of the left wing. Tried to return it up the right wing for Stankoven, who could not reach it. And Ottawa's out to center, and up comes Nick Cousins over the line. On the left wing, takes a shot on the circle. Stabbed by the glove of Freddie Anderson, who puts it away in his pocket for a whistle. Anderson's first save of the day. And both teams are in the game early. Faceoff will be in the offensive zone for Ottawa. Ottawa's had the advantage in the faceoff dot in this series. They've won over 55% of the faceoffs. Stahl on this one with Lars Eller. Stanley Cup winner with Washington some 8 years ago was Eller. Stahl won it in 2009 with Pittsburgh. Senators win the draw from the high slot, backpedaling with a shot. Chabot knocked down in front. Oh, and the rebound put off the goalpost by Eller. Rebound free to the far corner, trying to scramble it out, and doing so is Carolina's Alexander Nikishin. This puck will go all the way down for icing, and what an opportunity for Ottawa to get the scoring started and get their first lead. But it all stays out. Eller with a clean win of the draw, and Thomas Chabot with the shot, which was knocked down in front, and the rebound put off the crossbar behind Anderson by Eller, and Anderson scrambling around in the goal crease. Couldn't find it, but it stayed out. Face off to Anderson's right out of the far corner. Stahl wins the draw this time from Eller, taken back behind the Carolina net by Shane Gostisbehere. Snapped out to center and steered in by Jordan Martinook, but we get a whistle to stop play again with just north of 17 minutes to go in this first period. Travis Green is the bench boss for the Senators in his second season with Ottawa, 55-year-old from British Columbia. And Rod Brindamore behind the bench for Carolina, former Jack Adams Award winner, also age 55, has taken the Hurricanes to the playoffs all 8 seasons that he's been in control of the Hurricanes, and they've won a playoff series in all of the previous 7 seasons, and they're a win away today from doing it once again. Puck is dropped far dot in neutral territory. Carolina controls, and Miller was able to blast it in. Clevin takes it out of the far corner defensively for Ottawa. Up the far wall, and Brady Tkachuk, the Senators captain, diagonals it out to center. Over the line, Matenpalo on the right wing. Tried to twist one to the front, knocked away and cleared back out by Carolina. Clevin Back to it in the Ottawa zone, but he's hampered a bit by Jackson Blake, who's been hot in this series. Clevin behind his own net gets it out towards his left to establish the breakout. Sprays it out to center. Tipped in by Grieg, but brought back over the line quickly by Blake. Tossed it across to the right circle. Aho a shot. Body down by Olmark. Rebound free to the far corner, and Aho's right back on it. Sends one towards the front as he zings it to the near corner beyond Taylor Hall. Off the near wall, taken out and cleared out of the zone by Jordan Spence of Ottawa. Shane Gostisbehere for Carolina. Regains control out to center. Feeds it right. Sebastian Aho jackknifes it in to the left of Linus Olmark. First one to it are the Senators with Dennis Gilbert twisting it back around to the far wall, trying to clear the zone. Andrei Svechnikov of the forecheck takes it out of the right corner with a shot off a stick. Gilbert gets back to it for the Senators. Peeled up the near wall, taken away by Gostisbehere. Tossed to the slot. Jarvis turned it to the top of the right circle for a shot by Aho. Stopped and held by Olmark for a whistle. Couple of good chances for Carolina on that sequence, and Aho with both of the shots on goal. As we said, Linus Olmark has not played badly in this series. Save percentage of .933. Much better than his regular season save percentage, which was .891. Olmark was 28-12-8 in 49 starts in the regular season. His second season with Ottawa. Of course, he's had his postseason struggles before as Olmark. Last year with Ottawa in their first-round series with Toronto, which they lost in 6, and before that in his time with Boston. Stahl will take the face-off with Eller again. Two grizzled veterans here. Lars Eller, age 36. Jordan Stahl, age 37. Eller was able to win the draw, twirled around the near boards, and a big hit on the half wall to try to keep the puck alive by Carolina's William Carrier, but the Senators are able to get it out to center off a stick. Eller could not control a lead feed from the near red line. Stahl screwdrivers it in. Olmark from behind the net will handle. Left it there for Thomas Chabot, 29-year-old from Quebec. Sends it out to center where it could be directed in on Anderson. He plays it safely off the end wall to his right. Jordan Stahl motors out to center. From the far red line, pokes it in, cross corner to the right of Olmark. First one there for Ottawa is Australia's Jordan Spence. He'll take it behind the net and wait. Taylor Hall watches him every step of the way. Forces Spence out to his right where a long outlet is intercepted by Stan Coven, who got to it before Ridley Grieg. Carolina in their defensive zone out to center. Forward puck where Hall could twist it in deep. Olmark moved it along to the far corner, nearly turned it over, but Grieg is up with it there. Lethbridge, Alberta's Ridley Grieg over the line. Tossed to the right circle for a shot put right on. Kicked out by the left pad of Frederick Anderson. Carter Yakemchuk with the shot, playing in his first game in the series. Carolina gets it back into the Ottawa zone. Into the middle, Stankoven, a shot from the deep slot, forced away by the right pad of Olmark. Stankoven, who scored the first goal in all 3 games in this series. Back to the left point, Gostisbehere. D to the far side, now a return. Gostisbehere this way on the half wall. High slot, a long shot by Nikishin, caught the glass in behind Olmark. Loose puck came to the far boards, and Dylan Cousins belts it out to center and beyond. Shane Gostisbehere gets back to it for Carolina. Hurricanes in this first period operating from our right to our left. White uniforms, red numbers, red pants. Helped in deep to the Ottawa zone by Jordan Martinook. Around to the near boards, Drake Batherson took it away. He whiffs on his first outlet. From the near red line, he gets it in deep this time. Anderson cuts it off in the trapezoid and maneuvers it around the near wall. A board battle ensues off the near half wall. Batherson had it, lost it, elevated back out, slapped down by the glove hand of Montemapalo, picked up by former Hurricane Warren Fogle. That's a hand pass that'll stop play just past the 6-minute mark. Another early chance for Logan Stankoven. This time Olmark high in his goal crease. Up to the challenge, and we are scoreless through the first 6 minutes and change. JT is along for the hockey ride today, and he's doing so much more behind the scenes because he always is. But JT is here for some playoff hockey. He cannot see it, he cannot hear it, but he can hear me, and you can hear him. Hello, JT.
That's just a lie, Matthew. I'm doing so. I'm just sat here doing nothing. For once, believe it or not, which you will not believe it at all. I am just here listening to the tones of the Oracle. While also keeping an eye on the radar for NASCAR, while also trying to log into the NASCAR Media Center, while also setting up the behind-the-scenes audio for O'Reilly, making sure everything. And I was going to put baseball on because there is some baseball on right now, but then I remembered it's not banana ball, so I didn't put it on.
Well, if he's doing nothing but listening to me, I'll apologize in advance for that.
No apology needed.
Good start here. Game number 4 between the Senators and the Hurricanes. Carolina with a 3-0 series lead. A win today to complete the sweep and advance to the second round. Later tonight on the channel, Game 4 between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. The Flyers also looking to complete a sweep. And it's those two series winners that will face off with each other in the second round. Winner of Carolina-Ottawa, winner of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh will face off in a second round series. 8 o'clock tonight, Penguins-Flyers. Face off to the right of Linus Ullmark. Jordan Staal on the face off for Carolina, but it's pulled back by Ottawa. And the Hurricanes, or the Senators rather, clear out, and the Hurricanes will restart. Shane Gostisbehere in neutral territory. From the red line, will drop it back off, and Sebastian Aho will gain steam through center. Over the line, feeds the left wing. Svechnikov drop to the left point. Gostisbehere D to the far side. Eric Robinson tried to rake one into the middle. It was deflected and cleared all the way down. It's on Anderson, so no icing. Carolina with a power play here, their first of the game. And here's Aho feeding it forward up the right wing side. Seth Jarvis over the line. On the far half wall, played in deep. Aho behind the net. Lost it to Shabbat. Up the near wall, Svechnikov. Up high, Gostisbehere from straight away. Darts it to the bottom of the left circle. Aho up the near wall. Gostisbehere plays catch with Aho. Aho gets it back quickly from Jarvis in the bumper position. Wide of the dot of the left circle. Aho back up top. Aho gets it again. Feeds the right circle, and a drive by Svechnikov is grabbed and held by Linus Ullmark. The penalty was on Nicholas Montempallo for closing his hand on the puck. It was not made obvious before the TV timeout that there was a penalty, so that's why it comes as a bit of a surprise to all of us. There's 56 seconds remaining on the Carolina power play. Power play that so far in this series is just 1 of 10. Neither power play has gotten going in this series. The two teams are a combined 1 for 22 on the man advantage. Ottawa wins the defensive zone draw. Shabbat tried to fire it up the far boards and out. Couldn't get it out on his first bid. Does on his second, and one hands it ahead for Eller. Over the line, drop back to Shabbat. Short-handed in the slot. Feeds the left circle for a shot through the blue paint and out. And it caroms up the glass and out of play. And Shabbat ends up down on the far side. And slow to get up is Shabbat, as he has, boy, he's been driven hard into the ground. He was the one with that shot pass looking for Eller at the side of the goal. And Thomas Shabbat, who has spent the most time on ice in this series, is down here, and that is going to be a penalty against Carolina as well, as he got shoved down. Power play will come to an end for Carolina. That was Sean Walker who shoved him down. Wow, yeah, and he threw him all the way into the boards. That's a hard hit for Shabbat, who is back to his skate blades and has gone back to the Ottawa bench. So for 41 seconds, we'll be 4-on-4, and then Ottawa will have an abbreviated power play of about 1:19 with Sean Walker, 31-year-old veteran from Keswick, Ontario, in the sin bin for Carolina. 12.5 to go in the first period. No score. Shots on goal are even at 4. Where it counts, as you see on your screen, no goals in the back of the net to this point. Aho to take the face-off with Dylan Cousins. And Aho was able to win it back to the near boards. Keandre Miller around the far dasher, waiting for it. Jarvis, a drop into the far corner. Gostisbehere back behind the net. Keandre Miller, who they traded for in the offseason to get from the New York Rangers. Then a drop for Gostisbehere, who then dropped it one more time through center for Jarvis. Gains steam through center, winds out to his right, pulls up, and makes a circle back to his own blue line to Gostisbehere, who snapped it diagonally through center. And now Miller's over the line. 4-on-4, but he's across offside. That yields a whistle. With 13 seconds left on the 4-on-4 time before Ottawa will have a power play for a little more than a minute 15. Rod Brindamore, of course, was born in Ottawa. The Hurricane head coach going up against the Senators. First time ever that these two clubs have matched up in the playoffs. Senators win the defensive zone draw. Taken back safely into their defensive zone. Yakemchuk will hold it down, and now Ottawa will kill off the rest of the 4-on-4 time with Stützle spinning behind his own net. Now he'll break out to his left, and it's an Ottawa power play. Here comes Tim Stützle through center up the middle. Feeds it off to his right. Batherson over the line. Tried to crank it in deep, but it's taken away off the near half wall and steered back out by the Hurricane defense. Carolina led the National Hockey League this year in shorthanded goals with 12. Stützle accelerates out to center, hits the brakes, fed it on for Batherson. Return for Stützle was knocked away. Jordan Stahl up with it there. Shorthanded, he feeds it forward. Too far for Jordan Martinick, however, and the Senators have it again. Yakemchuk at his own blue line, drops it off. Stützle through center, drifts out to his left, over the line, into the slot, try to drop pass that got taken away, and we've got a whistle and another penalty coming up here against Carolina. Stützle taken down by Aho, and now the Senators really have an opportunity to get their first lead of this series, as they're going to have a two-man advantage for 33 seconds. As Stützle was tripped up by Aho. Stützle got himself into some traffic, and Aho ended up getting tangled up with him. So for 33 seconds, two-man advantage for Ottawa, hooking the call against Aho. Same that went against Walker. He joins Walker in the box. Aho today in his 93rd career playoff game. Face off to the right of Freddie Anderson out of the far circle. Aho on the draw with Brady Tkachuk. Senators have not had a lead in this series. Golden opportunity here to get one. Stahl was able to win the draw cleanly. Back behind the net, Hurricanes cleared out 200 feet from our right to our left. Ullmark plays it back up quickly for Claude Giroux. 20 seconds left on the two-man advantage. Giroux rink wide through center. Picked up by Stützle over the line. Off the left circle, he'll circle the track and back of the goal. Comes back up the near wall and feeds Yakemchuk. Directed off to the left circle. Batherson into the corner to be taken by Dylan Cousins. A handoff. Yakemchuk, top of the left circle. Played it across for Stützle. Hurricane stick got in the way. That was Slavin, the terrific defenseman. And Seth Jarvis will get it out and ahead. Out of the box. Walker short-handed is in with a shot, and he dragged it wide on the blocker side. Yakemchuk picks it back up, and here comes Ottawa out to center, drifting from his right to his left over the line. A self-pass, which he picks up off the half wall. Now 5-on-4 for a little more than a minute. Shane Pinto from the high slot slides it across to the left point. Stützle back this way for Pinto. Now Yakemchuk down the wall. Pinto had it knocked away by Miller. Keandre Miller brings it back up, short-handed for the Hurricanes over the line. Feeds the right wing. Mark Jankowski puts it in deep. Miller out of the far corner, twisting and turning his way away from Stützle, who finally takes it away. And the Senators have possession back with 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Thomas Chabot out in neutral territory, drops it off for a driven puck inside the Carolina zone. Out of the far corner, Eric Robinson takes a whack at it, could not get it free. Four-man scrum here. Two Canes and two Sens. Battling for it in the corner boards to the right of Freddie Anderson. Penalty time winding down. It's at 17 seconds. Puck finally out to the left point. Chabot. D-to-D this way. Return for Chabot in the high slot. Shot hit a stick. Deflected to Jankowski, who fed it forward. And all the way down to Olmark with 6 seconds and 5 left on the penalty time. Picked up by Shabbat. Ladled forward up the right wing. Dylan Cousins over the line. Into the slot. Hits the brakes. Takes a shot and it's blocked by Jackson Blake. Karam to the line. Held in for the left point where a shot goes into the glove of Freddie Anderson from Shabbat. And Anderson gets a whistle. Penalty time is up and we'll get a break in the action. With just under 9 minutes to go in the first period. No score, and both of the penalty-killing units sharp early as they have been all series long. JT, of course, hailing from Great Britain, as it were. In their big sport, you commit a penalty, there is no power play, no sin bin over in the England over there, JT. Of course, it has been a busy day over there in the...
Oh, yes, hello.
Yeah, there you go. There he is. Hello.
I am digging deep in the NASCAR media network trying to find something.
It's been a big day over there in the England. Arsenal, the win over Newcastle. Spurs with a big 3 points defeating Wolves. West Ham with a big 3 points defeating Everton. And what happened with Man City and Southampton in the FA Cup? I know Southampton scored first. I'm sure that didn't last.
It was so close. Man City 2-1.
So they got 2 late after Southampton
Southampton played so well.
Opener. City onto the final. Boo. Ready for play to restart. There was some other madness in lower tiers over there today. We might touch on that a little bit later because that was madness, to say the least. As play is set to restart here with under 9 minutes to go in the opening period. No score between the Hurricanes and the Senators. Face off in the Carolina zone to the right of Anderson. Ottawa controls. Shabbat at the line. Left point. Trying to twirl it in deep. Chatfield took it away and played it up the far boards. Jackson Blake over the line. Hits the brakes. Taylor Hall to the right circle into the slot. Stankoven off to Blake's side of the goal. Played it back across the blue paint. And he could not get it to the stick of Hall. Puck free out of the near corner. Taylor Hall still with it for Carolina. Handoff in deep. Out of the near corner board, Stankoven up the near wall, Slavin. Back down the wall it comes for Blake. He takes a hit and has the puck taken away from him. Ottawa able to clear. Might go all the way down for icing to the left of Anderson. It will. With 8:18 to go here in the first period. Stanley Cup playoffs, doubleheader on the channel, as mentioned later tonight. Another chance at a sweep. Philadelphia up 3-0, hosting Pittsburgh tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. JT will be able to see that one. Aho and Eller on the face-off in the Ottawa zone. And they dropped the puck, but we'll do it again. Put 2 seconds back on the clock. Aho and Eller once more out of the near circle. Eller was able to drag it back, and Ottawa lobs it out. Sean Walker trying to run it down. Anderson has to play it himself indirectly off the far board. Sebastian Aho in front of the Carolina bench. Backhanded it forward. Now it's back this way in the neutral territory. Keandre Miller from the near red line racket balls it in. It bounces around to the far corner. Svechnikov came to it. Tried to take it in front. A stuff attempt kept out by Olmark. Puck to the far wall. Aho backhanded it behind the net. Nick Cousins for Ottawa, the first to it. Banged it around the near boards, and Keandre Miller supplies a big hit, but the Senators do get it out. Fabian Zetterlund swings it down into the Carolina zone, and the Hurricanes will establish another breakout. Without numbers, Seth Jarvis coming up the left wing side over the line. Quick shot in tight into the glove of Olmark, who gets another whistle. 5th shot on goal by the Hurricanes, and Jarvis, despite being outmanned 1-on-3, went all the way in on his own and Actually got a step on Jordan Spence, but from a sharp angle could not score. Triple header day in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Dallas and Minnesota. Puck drop at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time, and then at the aforementioned Penguins-Flyers Game 4 later tonight. Stahl on this face-off near circle with Cousins. Cousins able to win the draw behind the net. Up the far boards, but not out from Dennis Gilbert. Hurricanes hold it in. Puck played high to low in back of the goal. William Carrier gets it to the left point. Jalen Chatfield shoots it down the near wall. Puck is available. And from the half wall, a quick shot by Carrier turned out by Olmark. Stahl backhands it back in deep. Jordan Martinook goes after it there in the far corner, and he comes away with it from the right circle, low to high. Chatfield long wrister blocked in front. Stahl between the circles, whacking at a shot that never got goalward. From the near half wall, Tyler Clevin tries to get it out for Ottawa. He can't. From the far boards, it's rolled up by Gilbert. Still not out. Hurricanes forecheck keeping this puck in. Stahl from the right circle. Creeps to the front with a shot, and that was parried away by Olmark from the near half wall. Twirled on in deep one more time. Spence gets to it for Ottawa. Finally clears it out. Dylan Cousins from the near red line will flipper it in. To the left of Anderson and Mark Jankowski, the former Nashville Predator, gets to it. Jankowski in the trapezoid, leaves it there for Shane Gostisbehere. Fogle right in front of the net, in front of Anderson, watching Gostisbehere. Finally gets impatient enough and forces Gostisbehere out. Gostisbehere up the far wall. Chatfield flung it in deep. It got steered off a stick right into Olmark, who has to hold on to it. Gets another whistle. Just north of 6 minutes to go in the first period. No score. Game 4. Hurricanes Senators. Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa. Face-off will come to the left of Linus Olmark, former Vezina Trophy winner in the 2022-23 season with Boston. To his left, it's Stankoven and Stützle to take the face-off. Puck is dropped and a clean win for Stützle. Ottawa's been almost dominant in the face-off dot in this series. Puck up the near wall, and the Carolina forecheck goes to work, creates a takeaway. From the left circle, shot taken by Walker was blocked, caromed right back to him. Now sent towards the near half wall, Jackson Blake tries to slither his way around one Ottawa defender, instead handed it off. Stankoven at the line, and it knocked away, and Batherson forced it out. Walker on a recycle through center. Blake over the line of the left wing. Has traffic around him. Dumps it off to Hall. A delayed penalty coming up here against Ottawa. Extra attacker out for Carolina. Hall from the far corner up the wall to the right point. Miller tried to sachet it down the wall. It's touched up by Stützle, and play will stop, and a penalty upcoming will send Carolina back to the power play. Had an abbreviated power play earlier. This one's on Shabbat for a cross-check on Stankoven. Or rather, is it on Batherson for a trip on Stankoven? Stankoven was taking a beating over there on the wall. Either way, he draws the penalty. Hurricanes will be a man up. Now later tonight, JT can input the penalties on the scoreboard. But as of now, I can't. I have to do that. Have to remember how to do that. There we go. I got it. I got it. Can you believe it? That's a do you believe in miracles moment right there. So no score through more than half of this first period. In fact, just about 3/4 of the way through the first period, no score, but a Carolina power play upcoming here. Mentioned another big day in the Stanley Cup playoffs with this triple header, all game 4s between Carolina, Ottawa, Dallas, Minnesota, and Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Tomorrow, it's another quadruple header day starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Game 4, Buffalo, Boston. Sabres up 2-1 at 4:30. Colorado and Los Angeles. Avalanche looking for a sweep there. They're up 3-0. Tampa Bay and Montreal tomorrow night at 7. Canadiens off of That overtime win last night leads that series 2-1. Then at 9:30 tomorrow night, it's Edmonton and Anaheim, with the Ducks up 2-1 in that series after they scored 7 on Edmonton last night. Got a few series at 3-0. This one, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Colorado, Los Angeles at 3-0. Last team to overcome an 0-3 deficit to win a playoff series were the Kings in 2014 against San Jose. Carolina power play here with 5.5 to go in the first period. Aho will take this face-off along with Claude Giroux. Puck is dropped. Aho won it to the boards. Gostisbehere from the left point sent it back to Aho on the half wall. Plays catch on this near barrier with Gostisbehere. Aho wide of the dot at the top of the left circle. Hands it off to be taken by Seth Jarvis. Back up top for Gostisbehere. Backpedaling from his left to his right along the line. Rink wide this way. Jarvis steps in. Feeds Aho from the bottom of the left circle. Backhands it back up high. Gostisbehere again. Then for Aho. Now Gostisbehere towards the slot with a shot. He missed the net wide. Backhanded up the near wall, and Gostisbehere's there to rescue it and keep it in the zone. From the high slot, Gostisbehere unloads another one, and that gets deflected up and out of play. Carolina power play now just 1 of 11 in this series. Power play that ranked 4th in the league in the regular season at a tick below 25%. Chance again to grab the opening goal. They've done it in all 3 games in this series, Carolina, and it's been Logan Stankoven doing it in all 3. Eller and Stahl on the faceoff. Puck is dropped, and Stahl was able to win it back towards the point. Gostisbehere once again up high. Down low to the goal line. Svechnikov into the slot. Shot by Gostisbehere blocked. Back to Gostisbehere in the slot. Wheel around shot that hit the glass behind Olmart. Back to Aho at the line. Then for Gostisbehere. For Aho again. Feeds the near circle. Gostisbehere gets it back on a return for Jarvis. Jarvis skates all the way back to the line. Button hooks on the near half wall. Creeps towards the circle. Now into the trapezoid, Jarvis. Banks it back out towards the near point. Gostisbehere flips side of the ice. Into the middle. Shot right on by Stahl. Stopped by Olmark. Rebound free. Comes back out to the line. Jarvis, bottom of the near circle one more time. Back up high for Gostisbehere with about 30 to go on the penalty time. Jarvis tried to play it across off the skate of Eller. Jarvis got it back from the far circle. Hands it off. Comes to Gostisbehere. Long wrister blocked. Rebound into the middle. And it's taken care of by Clevin. Back to the line. Still not out. Gostisbehere to Jarvis from the near circle. Carolina holding the zone. But nothing yet behind the goaltender Olmark. Into the middle. Aho could not direct it goalward. Loose puck to Clevin, who flips it up and out. All the way down to Anderson. Penalty time coming to an end. And the Ottawa crowd gets engaged on that penalty kill as Miller pushes it back over the line. On the right circle, shot taken, body down by Olmark. Rebound free between the circles. Back up to the high slot. Another drive by Miller. Caught the glass in behind Olmark. From the far corner, puck is free and the Senators are on it. Shabbat elevators it up and out. Hurricanes back in possession over the line of the left wing. Stankoven roars down the left wing and put it into the front, looking for Taylor Hall at the top of the crease. Never got to him, and Ottawa clears one more time. Sean Walker again for Carolina in the Hurricanes' defensive zone for Logan Stankoven. Now back for Keandre Miller. Return for Stankoven. Diagonal through center. Brought over the Ottawa line by William Carrier on the left wing. Angled off into the boards by Jordan Spence. Loose puck to Shabbat behind the net. Sprayed up the near wall. Kept in at the left point. Slavin. High to low in the direction of Carrier, who supplies a hefty hit on Ottawa's number 10, Jordan Spence, who picks up the puck from the far wall. And here comes Ottawa out to center. A lead feed into traffic deflected to Nick Cousins, who is able to steer it in. Slavin from the far corner, and we've got a whistle coming up here. Play is stopped with 2:18 left in the period. Not fully sure why play was stopped. Going to have a face-off come out in neutral territory. That's a big penalty kill for Ottawa because Carolina was in the offensive zone basically the entire 2 minutes. Best chance came from Aho in the slot. That caught the leg of Montempalo. Neutral zone face-off, far dot, Jankowski and Tkachuk. A lot of sevens right there. 7 Tkachuk, 77 Jankowski. Sevens are wild as the puck hits the ice and Carolina wins the draw in front of their bench from the far red line. Backhanded in softly. Yakimchuk up the far wall. Senators will clear it out, and it drops to neutral ice at the skate of Fabian Zetterlund, who cuts in up the left wing on the circle. The shot rubbed out. Loose puck into the near corner. Zetterlund gets to it. Wheel around shot from a tight angle. Never made it to the net. Did make it to the far half wall where Clevin tried a shot. Back to Zetterlund left circle, and his shot blocked. Ottawa's been blocking all the shots here early. They have 17 blocks, but Carolina with one there. Tkachuk comes rumbling in with a hit on the forecheck to take it away. Slings it back to the left point. Shot by Clevin. Blocked it. It ricochets into the corner. Tkachuk and Jankowski go for it in the far corner boards to the right of Freddie Anderson. Puck free on the half boards. Jordan Martinook gets to it. Pitchforks it out from the near red line. Tyler Clevin back on it for Ottawa. Senators in this first period attacking from left to right. Black uniforms, black sweaters, white numbers, dark red trim, dark red stripes on the sweater. Lead feed deflected back into the Ottawa zone for Spence, who directed it forward, where Amadio blew a tire but got it to Giroux over the line. Then he had it intercepted by Svechnikov. Over the line, filtered it this way. Aho slips his way down the wall, but Spence was able to get him off the puck. Shane Pinto came flying in and took a heavy hit from Svechnikov, but Ottawa's out to center. Pinto right wing over red over blue. Spence hits the brakes. Flows it in deep towards the right corner. Sean Walker reversed it up the wall. Cleared on out by Keandre Miller. Ahead for Aho. The Hurricanes spread 3 wide. Aho over the line. Drop for Svechnikov in the slot. A shot into the glove of Olmark, who thought about putting it back into play, but instead will keep it and get a whistle with 35 seconds left in the first period. Shots on goal even at 7. As much of this series has been hard-nosed, grinded out, tight, razor-close series. But somehow Carolina is up 3-0. Face-off to the right of Olmark. Hurricanes win the draw. Slavin pushed it back to Hall. Into the far corner. Chatfield in deep, activating. Tried to center one for Blake. It's intercepted. Here comes Ottawa the other way. Carolina out of position. Stützle over the line. Feeds the right circle. Batherson, a sharp angled shot off the shoulder of Anderson. Puck comes towards the near corner in the dying moments of the period. Kept in from the right point. Sent into the open corner. Far side Stützle to Batherson. Batherson a centering feed, and Fogel's shot was blocked. Chatfield away with the puck out of the far corner. Fogel gets it again. One more centering feed and a shot right on from Batherson. Kicked out by Anderson at the horn. And that's the end of the first period. 20 minutes in the books. And no score in Game 4 between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa with some good scoring opportunities, but it's scoreless after 1. And now we step away and I have to mute myself. JT will have to waffle because for some reason someone's calling me.
There we go. I get to unmute the correct microphone. I don't know what to waffle about. So I've got JB in my ears. I don't know why. He's also waffling. But yeah. All the fun stuff with Talladega. Of course. We do have some games over at the NBA. Of course, Magic, Pistons, Suns, Thunder are underway at the moment. 19 seconds left in the Magic Pistons game. The series is tied 1-1. It's the third game. And Magic are leading at 113 to 105. So with 7 seconds left, that'll be a series-led Magic 2 Pistons 1. Game 3 in the playoffs for Suns and Thunder. They have just started. They've got 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. And Thunder lead that by 2-0 in the series. But this game, with 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter, it is Suns leading by 2 points. Suns 15, Thunder 13. We also have some MLB currently on. Cardinals and the Mariners, Blue Jays and the Guardians. Bottom of the fifth in the Cardinals. Cardinals lead the Mariners 7-6. And the end of the third over at the Blue Jays. Blue Jays trail by 1-0 against Guardians, leading that one. And of course, scoreless here at the end of the first. Senators and Hurricanes. No score on the board at the moment. And of course, Carolina lead this series 3-0. This is the fourth game of that playoff series. And this is where JT gets into the waffle part. We've very nearly had a Cletus McFarlane win in Arca. 10th of a second away. Very nearly won it. But Arca happened. I think that's the best. It's the best way to put it. Just Arca happened. Hello.
Don't you love when every chaotic thing that can possibly happen just happens all at once? I just love that.
Yes. Believe it or not, we did get through some scores, Matthew.
Really?
Yes. We got through MLB and NBA scores.
Wow. Look at
I
him
know.
go. Look at him go. Thank God you were here because, like I said, all hell broke loose. Anyway. So what was that was said earlier about a banana game last night, but you went to sleep? I can't believe you actually went to sleep.
There were 3 games on.
Oh, 3.
3 games on. The first game at Yankee Stadium was meant to be tonight, but because of inclement weather, they had to bring it forward. So there's no game at Yankee Stadium tonight. I do actually have a banana ball game on my birthday, Matthew.
Oh, beautiful scene.
But it's not on my birthday because of time zones.
Oh, I see.
It's like half midnight the day after. I know.
Not so beautiful scenes.
Yeah. Yeah, fun stuff. CW has stopped talking. JB's not started talking. I'm a little bit concerned. And there's nothing I can do because I'm on talkback system. There is no voice in my head, Matthew. It's concerning. It's because he's messing around with TV pictures. I can see him.
You want me to jump in and we'll just call the O'Reilly race during intermissions?
He's not even on Discord. No one can jump in.
Oh, jeez. Be the most insane broadcast in the history of time if we just, during intermission, started calling a Talladega race.
Yeah. Oh my god, they've messed up the new start line already.
Who?
Ipswich Vauxhall Raceway. Resurfaced their front straightaway for the first time since 1986.
You resurface a front straightaway.
They've wrecked it already. I am sending you a photo. They have well and truly destroyed it.
Oh boy. Photo has come through. but it's trying to download, and Twitter's being Twitter. Oh my goodness, yes, they have. You're right. Wow. Is that one of those ovals where they turn right?
They can turn left as well. That
I mean,
is what it looked like
speaking,
2 days ago.
Generally speaking, they could turn whatever direction they wanted to, I guess. It is a free country.
Put a little chicane on the back straight. Yep, mate. I have sent you a photo of what it looked like before they wrecked it.
Oh, it looks so clean and polished.
And then they raced on it for the first time.
And they raced on it.
What is even there? Hold on. Let's go on the old fixtures list. Scrapco Ninja Karts European Championship non-qualifiers only.
Excuse me? Who?
Ninja Karts, you would call them quarter midgets over there.
Okay.
Yes. Right. Speedworth, guys, I love you, but
It's always a but.
why did you think that resurfacing Ipswich Vauxhall Raceway's front straight with their next meeting at that stadium, the first meeting on that new front straight, being ladies bangers, back to basic bangers, and 1400cc stock cars for the love of sport, that was never going to end well. Let's put full contact stock cars and semi-contact bangers, which turn full contact towards the end. Let's put them on a brand new... Yeah, that was never going to end well. And there was a story from a guy... That sounds really weird. I've got birch in my ear now. Okay. Now, where is it? This is where I have to quickly scroll down. It was someone talking about when they first resurfaced it in 1986 and how their Jaguar leaked oil all over the new surface and they weren't impressed. I don't think they're going to be impressed with the back to basic bangers now in 2026. Yikes.
Wow.
I now have Adam Alexander in my ear.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
You have a lot of voices in your head right now.
I have Parker Kligerman and Jamie McMurray also in my ears. How am I still tired from Tuesday? Viewers have no idea what happened Tuesday.
I mean, this intermission is long. You could tell us the whole story, please.
Someone decided to go to London to a concert.
I mean, what do we have? Yeah, we got 7 minutes.
I need to mute him. There we go. Awesome. I was hearing double. I was hearing double Jamie McMurray. It was concerning me. Then again, if I didn't
video.
mute it, I would have heard double JB, which is way worse.
God.
Yeah, I went to an Alex Warren concert in London, and there was tube strikes, and the tube stopped running after 8 o'clock, and the concert finished at 11 o'clock. We had to get a boat home. A boat. A boat. We were cruising down the River Thames at midnight.
Jesus.
And of course, we missed our train. And we spent the night in the UK's biggest train station with how many platforms, Matthew?
I don't know.
24.
Oh,
Yes, a train station with 24 platforms. It's big. It is very big.
it
I
sounded
would
like
hope.
a really fun situation there.
Yeah, but then of course we got the first train back, got into Andover at 7:46 a.m. and now you won't know where Andover is because there's people 5 miles outside of Andover who are unaware of its existence, and I've just got back from Andover and I don't even know where I've come from. So we had to go back to Salisbury. That's Salisbury, England, not Salisbury, North Carolina, Matthew.
Right.
Yeah, got there at quarter past 8. And then, of course, we had to leave straight away to get back to Andover so I could go to college for the full day. So, yeah, 30 hours awake, 1.5 hours sleep, like an 8-hour college day. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Sounds thrilling.
Followed by 15 hours of sleep, of course. And I have joined the Alex Warren side of TikTok, and it has exploded.
The TikTok.
The TikTok.
The TikTok is in play.
414 views, which isn't a lot, but 74 likes is a lot for that number.
Wow.
I know.
So.
And it's a video I know all 414 people who watched it cried.
Now, there will be things, hopefully, from this game, from this stream, that will end up on the TikTok. And
the TikTok.
I'm going to guess it won't rival my last hockey video on the TikTok, which is currently at 114,000 views.
You have exploded on the TikTok, Matthew.
Yeah, 114,000 views, 11,000 likes, 200 comments. My God.
And you definitely replied to every single one of them.
Yeah, you know I did. You know that's right. Wonder where
that is your most... Right. 114,000 to your second most popular, 26,000.
Yes, right.
Hold on.
Apparently a lot of Flyer fans.
JB, you got me on talkback? The fun stuff. Right. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, it's going to be something.
Yeah.
What's going to be something, what's going to be really something is when, at whatever point during this period, when all hell breaks loose with the dogs, because I know it's going to happen. At some point. Don't know when, but at some point it will. Always does. Hopefully they'll wait until intermission. But with that said, could be about to start raining outside, and normally that's...
Let me check the radar for you. Hold on.
All hell breaks loose.
Oh, put it out. Guys, can't even make clap one. Jesus.
Oh, do we have a crash already?
Patrick Starpoli. Right, let's go up to Bowman. Let's use the Bowman Grey. Oh. Yikes.
That's a head-on hit. Oh, and who has he collected? Ah.
Star.
Who?
Look at my screen, Matthew.
Hold on. Who did he collect? Oh my God! Wow. Well, we need some rain. We've been in a drought for ages. So that's Patrick Staropoli and who in that crash? Did you say?
Sarpoli and then Star.
You are kidding. There's no way Star and Staropoli have crashed together. You have to be kidding. There's no way that actually happened. Good Lord.
Yeah, but yikes.
Well,
it looks like it's just missing you, but this isn't.
Oh, wow. That's a lot. Well, we need the rain. We really do.
Oh, and I've just got an alert in my ears, which means there's a severe thunderstorm for Smith County, north central Kansas.
Okay. We were really
basically
we were really deep into that into needing to know what was going on in Kansas.
I have this app has a notification system built in,
Of course.
and it sends like a klaxon alert sound effect in my headphones every single time there's a severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning issued.
Oh, wow.
So that night when there was like 300 severe thunderstorm warnings and hundreds of tornado warnings, it was going off a lot.
Wow. JT's favorite thing in the world is hockey intermissions, but it's about to end.
Okay.
And we are just about ready for the second period to get underway here in Ottawa. No score at the end of the first period. And the Hurricanes and the Senators, Game 4, second period underway. Ottawa controls the face-off to start period number 2. Puck is thrown into the Hurricane zone, and it is an icing call against the Senators here. Just 6 seconds into the period, they've iced the puck. Shots on goal in that first period were 8-7 in favor of Ottawa. No score. Carolina, as you can see top of your screen, leads the series 3-0. A win today completes a 4-game sweep and sends the Hurricanes on into the second round against either the Penguins or the Flyers. Game 4 of that series tonight on the channel at 8 o'clock. Ottawa wins the defensive zone draw, dealt on out to center. Puck is free at the near red line, picked up by Ottawa's Dylan Cousins and flown in with the backhand. Anderson stops it in the trapezoid and tried to play it around the wall, but it climbs up the glass and out of play. And that'll lead to an offensive zone face-off for the Senators. As mentioned, the Senators have been dominant in the face-off dot in this series. Of course, they were tied at the top of the regular season in face-off win percentage at 54.5%. They're north of 56% in the face-off dot in this series. Aho and Giroux on the draw just 20 seconds into the period. Puck is dropped and controlled by the Senators from the right point. Shot taken from distance, didn't make it through the traffic. Jarvis was able to brush it out to center, and Jalen Chatfield picks it back up, and Carolina from their defensive zone will start forward. Chatfield plays it to the red line, swatted in deep. Shane Pinto, first one to it for the Senators, behind the net. Played up the near wall by Yakimchuk. Nearly turned over, but Michael Amadio picked it up, and out to center come the Sens. Over the line of the left wing, Pinto, a drop to the wall. Shabbat, a shot over the net and off the high glass. It caroms to the far wall where Chatfield was able to clear the zone. Shabbat at the red line, picks it back up from outside the blue. He'll flip it in. Chatfield from the far wall gets back to it. Taken away out of the far corner by Tim Stutzla. Hands it off for Batherson. Tried to wedge one into the middle for Fogle. It was beyond him. Picked up at the left point. Montenpalo in deep. From the right circle. Shot misses the net wide, and the puck caroms off the end wall and all the way down. It will have to be played in the trapezoid by Linus Olmark. Up the near wall. Neutral territory, Warren Fogle, former Hurricane, loses it at the line to Sean Walker. Fogle gets it right back and darts it forward for Stutzla, roaring down the slot. It was beyond him, paddled away by Anderson. Up the far wall, Carolina cannot escape the zone, however. It's held in by Batherson. From the near half wall, now the Hurricanes are out. Stankoven motors up the right wing side. He'll elevate it in to the left of Olmark. It deflects to the stick of Tyler Clevin from Fargo, North Dakota. Up the near wall and out to center. Fogle strikes red, then blue on the left wing. Tried to massage it in deep for Stutzla, but Taylor Hall is the first one to it for Carolina. He'll wind his way out to center, makes a move to get into some space. Hall over the line of the left wing, a drop. Nikishin with a shot. Right on, kicked aside by the right pad of Olmark. Puck free on the far wall. 3 Senators are after it. And Jordan Spence gets to it, plays it behind the net and around the near wall. Lars Eller for Ottawa looks to establish a breakout, made difficult by Shane Gostisbehere. Dealt behind the net to be taken by Dennis Gilbert. Turned over, Nikishin fed it to the left circle. Shot by Jarvis, could not get all the way through. Beg your pardon, that was Delorier with the shot. Came out to the near red line now. Mark Jankowski winds it back in deep. Out of the far corner, Jordan Spence. A reversal this way. Gilbert gets it to the line. Chatfield holds it in. From the half wall, Robinson in deep. Taken away behind the net by Dennis Gilbert. Played it to the far corner for Eller. Back this way for Gilbert again. He'll look to establish the breakout and does to Dylan Cousins. Here he comes over the line, then has to reverse his direction because Jordan Stahl stood in his way. Hurricanes clear it back into the Ottawa zone again. Shabbat plays it a bit dangerously through his own blue paint to the far corner. Played up the far wall and out to center by Carter Yakimchuk, and here comes Shabbat down the middle, a shot, and he missed the net wide as Shabbat had a step on a couple of Carolina defensemen. Here come the Hurricanes back out to center over the line. Carrier down the far wall, angled off by Brady Tkachuk. Puck free out of the far corner to the right of Olmark. Now comes back around this way. Grieg and Walker have it coming together. Senators are on it. Shabbat up the far wall. Tkachuk tried to bank it up and out. Instead, it's up and out of the rink into the Hurricane bench for a whistle. Still searching for the game's first goal, but Thomas Shabbat was close to getting it there as he split a couple of Carolina defenders. Had a good opportunity, but missed the net wide to the right of Freddie Anderson. Face-off far dot, neutralized in front of the Carolina bench. Clean win of the face-off again for the Senators. Back in their defensive zone. Played by Montenpalo ahead out to center and backhanded through the neutral zone. Up the left wing to be taken by Tyler Clevin. Back out to the left point. Shane Pinto tried to wheel one through the slot. Along to the far corner for Clevin again. Clevin dealt it up the near wall where it's hammered back up the near barrier. Taken at the line. Michael Amadio hands it off. Clevin with a shot redirected wide to the right of Anderson. Puck free. Out of the corner, it's available here. Held in on the near half wall by Michael Amadio of Ottawa. To the far corner, Claude Giroux in tight through the blue paint and out. Comes back out on the near wall. Oh! Nikishin just got leveled by Clevin, and Ottawa with a chance here right out in front. And Pinto could not stash it home, and now away from the play on the near half wall over by the blue line. There are Hurricanes and Senators going at it. Michael Amadio has been wrestled to the ice by a Hurricane as Alexander Nikishin is down. He was absolutely leveled. And multiple Hurricanes took exception to that hit, including Shane Gostisbehere. Oh, Nikishin is in trouble here. He got absolutely blasted by Clevin. And Nikishin is just now getting help to his feet. Couple of teammates, Gostisbehere and Jarvis, trying to help out the young Russian, 24-year-old rookie, Nikishin, who has absolutely been brick-walled there by Clevin. And Nikishin hardly moving at all himself, being helped off the ice by two teammates. Now he's going to go straight to the dressing room, and this play surely will be under review here. Tyler Clevin, who did not make his appearance in this series until Game 3, has absolutely cleaned the clock of Nikishin. But he did, well, it looked like he launched himself into that hit, and that very well could be a penalty here. Play is under review, but that was an enormous hit by Fargo, North Dakota's Tyler Clevin. Played collegiately at the University of North Dakota with the Bison. But he could be in trouble here on that hit. Play is under review. And what a huge hit that was. Linesman with the headset still on. Also, we could, of course, have penalties announced in the aftermath of the impact as well, with Hurricanes going after Clevin. First one to him, I believe, was Svechnikov. Then Gostisbehere got there. It was a hit and a half. And you hope that Nikishin is all right. This has been a hard-hitting series, but that feels like that was maybe a step over the line from Clevin. Then you had Aho going at it with Spence. Gostisbehere with Michael Amadio, I believe that was. Shane Pinto got into the middle of it. And this is a very lengthy review here, but now we're about to get the verdict. Let's listen.
Kendrick Nicholson.
After review, Carolina number 37 has 4 minutes for roughing. Ottawa number 10, 2 minutes for roughing. 5 on 4.
And it goes.
Well, that I did not think that review would go Ottawa's way, but it does. You get a 4 minute minor for roughing on Svechnikov. 2 minutes for Spence, I believe, was the ruling. And that goes the way of the Senators. Absolutely nothing on Clevin, which is a bit surprising because it certainly looked like Clevin launched himself into the body of Nikishin, and Svechnikov was the first one to it. Svechnikov started wailing away at Clevin, took him down, and just started jabbing right at him. And you can certainly understand why Svechnikov responded in that way. So Ottawa will be on the power play through all of that. Senators had a two-man advantage earlier that they could not take advantage of. They're now 0 for 13 on the power play in this series, the Senators. Rod Brindamore still is really fired up on the Carolina bench, looking for an explanation that would calm him down. He's not going to get that. So a break there for Ottawa, and a power play for the Senators coming up with 15:25 to go in the period. Face off to the right of Freddie Anderson. Clean win for Tkachuk, but the Hurricanes get to the loose puck, and it's swatted all the way out of the zone and into the Ottawa end by Jordan Martinook, who gets tangled up behind the net, taken away by Tim Stützle. Stützle drops it off. Yakimchuk will bring it up. That's 0 for 14, I beg your pardon, on the power play in this series for Ottawa, as they did have 2 in that first period. Here's Stützle winding through center, feeding it over the line of the far right wing. Pinto a shot right on, kicked out by Anderson, and the rebound right to the stick of the Carolina captain, Jordan Staal, who takes it over the Ottawa line out wide to his right, backhands it softly in. Yakimchuk will reverse it back out, and Batherson out to center, shifting gears over the line, feeds Tkachuk, who put it back behind the net, taken away, and Carolina clears it out again. 200-foot clear all the way down on Olmark, who has to put his glove hand over it and stop play as Aho and Tkachuk now get nose to nose after the whistle, and certainly some hard feelings here after pretty explosive few minutes. All started by a Tyler Clevin huge hit on Alexander Nikishin, who has been taken straight into the dressing room for Carolina. Again, the Senators have not led at any point in this series. Chance on the power play to grab a series lead in the series here. Face off to the right of Ullmark. Jarvis unable to win it clean for Carolina. Instead, it's Ottawa out to center with Stützle. Up the middle, crosses red. Hands it off over blue. Tkachuk on the left wing. Filtered it in deep. Took a big hit in the corner from Seth Jarvis. Swept along the dasher to the far wall. Yakimchuk steps in from the corner. Back for Stützle. Yakimchuk again on the dot right circle. Makes a move and tries to swim his way past Aho. Comes to the left circle. And a shot by Batherson missed the net wide. And it caroms off the end wall all the way down into the Ottawa zone. Yakimchuk's there to grab it. 35 seconds left on the Ottawa power play. Here come the Senators again. Through center, Giroux, left wing, strikes red, drifts right, over blue. Hands it off on the right wing, shot right on, stopped. Oh, and then a collision and goal. Anderson just got rolled over by Ridley Grieg, and it all breaks out one more time. Sean Walker going at it with Fabian Zetterlund behind the net. Brady Tkachuk is throwing punches, and is that Taylor Hall? And Tkachuk and Hall going at it, or no, that's 77, Jankowski. Eric Robinson in the middle of it. Keandre Miller being grabbed at by a referee. Freddie Anderson just got toppled over by Ridley Grieg, and that should be a penalty on Grieg. The Senators down 3-0 in this series, trying to force their way into a win to keep their season alive. They've resorted to thuggery here in the second period. There is no sense in that from Grieg, who was stationed in front trying to get a tip. And he toppled over Anderson. And then it was, once again, a brawl. Eric Robinson with some contact into the back of Grieg, but I don't know if it was enough to send Grieg on top of Anderson there. And wow, there is some real bad blood starting between these two clubs. Jackson Blake has just been sent to the sin bin for Carolina. Ridley Grieg for Ottawa. So now we're going to be 4-on-4 here. It's goaltender interference on Grieg. So we'll go 4-on-4. Wow. This has turned in to a heavyweight battle. Heavyweight bout. So again, some 4-on-4 time and then a Carolina power play of a little bit more than a minute and a half. And whoever gets the first goal in this game is, once again, it's going to create an enormous momentum shift, because if someone can score after all of this fighting and jousting, it's going to be a big emotional swing for the team that goes up and the team that goes down. Face off to the left of Ullmark. Hurricanes win the draw, and a quick shot by Keandre Miller broke his stick. He's got to go to the bench and get a new twig. Puck free behind the Ottawa net. Clevin around the near boards finds Lars Eller out to center, muscles it forward. Keandre Miller took it away, and the Hurricanes are on it in their defensive zone. 5 seconds left on the 4-on-4 time, and then Carolina will be a man ahead. Through center, Taylor Hall hands it off for Walker. A drop at his own blue line to be lugged through center and brought over the line by Miller, who tries a self-pass and gets to it out of the near corner. Winds it around the boards. Logan Stankoven from straight away. Sauce to the right circle for Jackson Blake. Now Stankoven in the high slot. Feeds the left point. Power play here for Carolina for a little bit more than a minute. Blake directs it to the right circle. Hall in deep. Tried to toss one to the slot for Stankoven. Broken up and cleared. About a minute left on this abbreviated Carolina power play. Keandre Miller starts it up ice at his own blue line now. He'll drop it for Aho. Aho shifting gears through center. Brings it over the line. Drops it off for Jankowski. It was forced away by an Ottawa stick. And it's all the way down. And Stützle racing to it. Gets to it shorthanded. And his shot kicked out with a purpose by the right pad of Freddie Anderson. Puck free out of the near corner. Gostisbehere around the far wall. Jankowski. Ottawa with a shorthanded opportunity. But Carolina still with a half-minute left on the man advantage. From the red line, Gostisbehere turns, feeds Jarvis, over the line, toss for Blake. Blake into the corner, Clevin broke it up, cleared to the line, not out. Gostisbehere steps into the slot, hands it off in the left circle, shot by Jankowski, forced away by Ullmark. Free to the near corner now, Blake, bottom of the right circle, twisting his way in, backhands it across, Jankowski a drop, Gostisbehere a swing and a miss. Jankowski again from the left circle, low to high. Shane Gostisbehere to Jankowski, rink wide for Aho. Penalty time just about up, it is. Gostisbehere along wrister straight away, blocked by Montenpalo. Into the far corner, puck is free. Pie slice to the right of Ullmark. Comes to the far wall, scooped up by Shane Pinto. And we're back to 5 aside. Pinto frisbees it in to the left of Anderson. Puck free out of the far corner. Slavin was able to win that board battle and get it to Gostisbehere. Launched ahead for Stahl. Stahl backhands it through center. Jarvis gains the red line and backhands it in. Carrier could not get to it first, but was able to get to it out of the corner. Reverse it up the wall for Stahl. Broken up by Yakimchuk. Grabbed back by Martinuk. Puck hits some debris in the far corner off the broken stick of Keandre Miller. Board battle far half wall. Stahl sneaks in to grab it. Out of the corner, Yakimchuk ties him up. Stahl deals it back to Carrier, far half wall. His shot through a screen, stopped by Ullmark. Rebound free behind the net, and the puck is flipped aerially to the line. Held down by Jarvis. Yakimchuk, another attempt to clear. Jarvis held it in, found Hall. He rips it up the right circle. Now that puck goes off his stick as it hit a bit of broken stick, and Ottawa's able to clear. Some helter-skelter stuff going on here as Martinuk slithers back in over the line of the left wing. Drives it in along the dasher deep. Brady Tkachuk with an enormous hit on Jordan's make that Taylor Hall. Hall loses his lid. Hurricane still with the puck from the right point. Chatfield high to low for Blake. Canceled out into the boards by Yakimchuk. Now you got 2 players on the ice. 2 Hurricanes without a helmet. One is Hall. Now another one is down behind the net. And Ottawa breaks out to center. Shabbat feeds it up the right wing, dives it in deep behind Anderson. Play is going to be stopped here. There was a Hurricane behind the Ottawa net, down without a helmet. I think it was Jackson Blake. Play is stopped again, and this is absolute madness that is going on right now. The Senators are teeing off and laying the body any way they can. And now it breaks out again. Well, after the whistle, Keandre Miller and Brady Tkachuk are going at it. And now there's multiple fights going on. At the center logo, Ridley Grieg is battling away with Sean Walker. Warren Fogle gets in the middle of that. Then across the way, you've got Eric Robinson tied up with an Ottawa Senator. That's Dylan Cousins. Well, the officials have lost control of this game. And the Senators, I think, have lost control of their minds. This is how Ottawa has wanted to play all series and be physical, just like Carolina does, but Ottawa is desperate. Down 0-3. And a desperate team is doing some desperate things here in this second period. Boy, Brady Tkachuk was already back on the bench, and then he came back off the bench. And that's how it all started, as he and Keandre Miller were going at it. And then you had 3 or 4 separate individual battles going on. This is quite insane. And we'll see if we get any penalties coming out of this, I have to imagine Brady Tkachuk coming off the bench will certainly draw the ire of the officials. Wow. Got a break in the action here. And I think everyone on the ice certainly needs a break in the action, because cooler heads have to prevail at some point. Wow. That is incredible what has just taken place here. Well, Ottawa, at the very least, hoping to send a message. And all of this started earlier in the period when Tyler Kleven leveled Carolina rookie Alexander Nikishin. Then Ridley Greig fell over on top of Freddie Anderson not too long after that. And all of a sudden, things have gotten extremely, extremely testy. Rod Brind'Amour is extremely upset here. And again, we will wait to see what happens here. If we're going to get more penalties, you have to think we'll have some. Just question will be on who. And will anyone be on the power play is the question. There might be dueling penalties. We'll see. What a mess this has become, though. It will be an Ottawa power play. Rod Brind'Amour extremely, extremely upset as he's looking for some kind of explanation. You've got Nicolas Deslauriers, 2-minute minor for roughing. Also Deslauriers, 2-minute minor for unsportsmanlike conduct. Wow. Play about to restart. Ottawa on the power play. Stahl on the face-off with Greig in the Carolina zone. Stahl wins it, and Jalen Chatfield is able to get a piece of the puck and drive it all the way down. Midway through regulation time here. And here come the Senators out to center with Tim Stützle. From the red line, a drop for Batherson over the line. Back to Yakimchuk at the point. Drifts out to his right on the wall. Feeds it into the far corner. Into the middle. Pinto swings and misses on what would have been a one-time drive from the slot. Batherson swats it into the near corner. Ridley Greig back for Batherson. Martinook hampering him. Comes to the left point. Yakimchuk taken down by Jordan Stahl. They play on. A 4-man scrum. Now a 5-man scrum as a third Senator gets involved. Now Batherson gets tripped up. Penalty might be about to follow here. Ottawa trying to get Carolina to touch up the puck. Jordan Stahl is going to go for tripping. And now Ottawa is going to have a 2-man advantage for a second time in this game. Batherson tripped over Stahl. Stahl now goes to the sin bin, which is getting quite populated. But for Ottawa, who scored a power play goal in each of their last 6 regular season games, but they have gone empty on the power play in this series. 0 for 15 now. We'll have a 2-man advantage. You got 3 Hurricanes in the penalty box right now. Face-off comes out of the far circle to the left of Anderson. Shots on goal are 12-11 Carolina. Puck is down. Ottawa controls. Batherson drifting at the top of the left circle. Shoots it to the goal line for Giroux. Now sends it back into the trapezoid. Giroux gets it on a return. Bottom of the left circle. Crease pass across. Stützle couldn't collect it. Chabot loses it on the far half wall, and Carolina is able to clear. All the way down to Ullmark out of the goal crease to his left. He'll leave it there for Stützle. Here comes big number 18, out to center from the red line, pushes it over blue. Chabot down the slot, feeds the front, looking for a tip. None available. Back to Chabot, far half wall. Triggered it into the corner, intercepted and cleared down again by the Hurricanes. Two-man advantage here for Ottawa for 30 more seconds. Giroux, left wing, over red, searching for blue. Pushes it over the blue with a pass forward that did not connect to Stützle. Puck gets deflected up the near wall. Batherson holds the zone. Down to Stützle at the bottom of the left circle. Now Batherson again for Giroux. In tight, a shot. Stuffed out by Anderson and cleared by Carolina. Two-man advantage just about up here. As Batherson out in neutral territory, right up the middle. Drifts out to his right away from Aho. Over the line. Hands it off at the point. Given back in deep, and a big hit on the far wall, but the puck comes free into the slot, and Slavin has a big coming together with Chabot. Those two go down like dominoes as the puck gets deflected off the near wall. Chabot feeds the slot. Giroux winds up. One-timer stopped by the right pad of Anderson. Puck free to the left point. Chabot up top. Directed back into the slot towards Dylan Cousins. Never made it to him. Back to Chabot at the left point. Top of the left circle, Giroux. Chabot one more time. High to low up the far wing into the slot. Cousins a shot. Fought off by Anderson. Rebound free. Back into the slot and another shot by Cousins. Hit a body, maybe Chatfield. At the line, Aho takes it away. Penalty time just about up as Aho shoots it into the Ottawa zone. And Carolina has killed off two more penalties. Blake tries to clear it forward. Ullmark, and we've got another whistle. My goodness, Ullmark tried to swing the puck out to center. And we've got another whistle to stop play. Hard to keep track of everything that's going on here.
It sounds like it.
But Freddie Anderson has kept all of that out, and the Hurricanes have killed off two more penalties as we've got a break in the action. JT, this is a mess.
So it's been a mess over there, and it's been a mess over here. Yes, Matthew Owens, you read the message that I sent to you correct. 5 wide, Talladega. 5, hello. 5 thousandths of a second stage win difference. Photo finish at the line.
Was the stage one
Guy,
Austin Hill or Jesse Love?
Guy went from flipping the week before to winning stage 1 by 5 thousandths of a second.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't even any of the two that you mentioned who was second.
Wow.
Sammy Smith was second.
So things have gone crazy.
Let me get you the top 10.
If an RCR car didn't win a stage at a drafting track, things have really gone crazy.
Yeah, indeed. Where is Seth Eggett? That is Carson Quaffle, Sammy Smith, Sheldon Creed, Raja Karuth, Dean Thompson 5th, Blaine Perkins 6th, Sam Mayer 7th, Harrison Burton 8th, Jesse Love 9th, Clements 10th. Don't ask me where Austin Hill is, I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, he was second. 12th.
Well, things have gone absolutely off the rails crazy here. Carolina has killed off 2 more penalties. Rod Brindamore
Are we still scoreless?
Still scoreless. We've had multiple fights. Ottawa, as I said earlier, the Senators have resorted to thuggery. They have Tyler Clevin with a big hit on Alexander Nikishin knocked him out, and that's what started all of the bad blood. We have had multiple fights, multiple bloody noses. We've had players rushing off the bench to start fights. It has been a cataclysmic period And still, Ottawa cannot cash in on the power play. They're now 0 for 17 in the series, and we are still scoreless because of that. We had Ridley Greig of Ottawa fall on top of the Carolina goaltender Freddie Anderson. Brady Tkachuk teeing off on multiple bodies. He and Keandre Miller getting into a fight. That's when Tkachuk came rushing off the bench.
Is this a good time to say if you people did any of that outside of this ice rink, you would be going to prison?
So
One to go has just been taken, by the way, so I might have to dip.
So just north of 7 minutes to go in the period. Face-off coming here in the Ottawa zone, right of Linus Ullmark, far circle Stankoven versus Pinto. There's been 8 penalties served in this period alone. Carolina wins the face-off to the line. Walker did not keep it over the line and then brought it back across offside. Quick whistle, face-off will come out at center. It has been quite the day. And we're only halfway through this game. But again, Ottawa very desperate here, down 0-3 in the series. Try to get a win in the series, try to win at home. And they have been acting very desperately today. Ottawa wins a defensive zone draw. Out to center, it's dealt into the Carolina zone. Brady Tkachuk again tees off on Sean Walker, this time in the far corner. Board battle to the left of Anderson. Ridley Greig sends one to the front, and Cousins with a backhander in deep, kept out by Anderson. Here comes Carolina. Stankoven accelerating through center, backhands it in into the left wing corner. Puck free up the wall. Miller puts it in deep. Behind the net, Stankoven, centering pass, finds Taylor Hall after a deflection. Back to the right point, Walker plays it in deep to the far corner. Jackson Blake overskated it. Chatfield from the left point with a shot right on. Stopped and held for a whistle by Ullmark with 6.5 to go in the period. Carolina's 13th shot on goal of the game, that one from the wall. And again, Alexander Nikishin, ever since that big hit from Tyler Clevin, has not come back out onto the bench. It was a ferocious hit. Face-off between Pinto and Aho to the right of Ullmark. Now Aho kicked out. Pinto will now face off with Seth Jarvis. Jarvis leading goal scorer for Carolina this season with 32. Jarvis able to win the draw, but then Pinto steals it back. Backhands it to the line, and Giroux elevates it out. Trying to run it down in the Carolina zone, Michael Amadio gets to it out of the corner, but got turned away by Gostisbehere. Loose puck up the far wall, and Sebastian Aho escalators it up and out over the line. Rubbed back in by Montemapalo, taken off the near half wall. Pinto swings one into the slot, and rushing towards it was Giroux, trying to stuff it in. Anderson holds the near post and keeps it out. Carolina out to center come the Hurricanes. Over the line of the right wing, Svechnikov tried to turn towards the slot, broken up and intercepted by Amadio. Ottawa, with under 6 minutes to go in the period, possesses again in their defensive zone. Clevin bowls it out up the middle. Taken away right at the Carolina line by Jordan Stahl. He'll flex it into the Ottawa zone again. Behind the net, Montemapalo. Outlet for Clevin. He's hit from behind as he pop flies it out to center. Gostisbehere was trying to swat it down with his hand. Zetterlund got control of it up the near wall. Cousins played it rink wide, top of the right circle. A drive by Jordan Spence doesn't make it to the net. Comes out to the left point. Sent back to Spence again from the right point. A shot blocked off Gostisbehere. Carrier up with the loose change, and he feeds it out to center. Softly feathered back into the Ottawa zone, where first to it is Dennis Gilbert. He'll snap it out to center, off the barrier and over the line. On the left wing side, Zetterlund gets taken care of by the defensive Chatfield. Now Miller comes flying in. Nick Cousins around the far wall. Gets it out of the right circle, back up high. Long wrister blocked, and it deflects to Robinson. Eric Robinson backhands it forward. Over the line, Jankowski played it across. Taylor Hall scores! The second line stays red hot for Carolina, and Taylor Hall scores the opening goal of Game 4. His second goal and 6th point of the series. And once again, the Hurricanes have a lead. Taylor Hall on the perfect backhand feed, circle to circle from Mark Jankowski. And it's Taylor Hall who buries it. His 18th career playoff goal, and despite all of the chaos and madness of this period, the Hurricanes again find the icebreaker. 1-0, Carolina. This line has been red hot all series long. They have produced almost all of the Carolina scoring in the series. And before the face-off can be had, Jackson Blake and Warren Foegele jawing back and forth at one another. And this Ottawa crowd has been stunned and silenced again. Crowd that has been electrified all period long because of what's happened in the second period with what their team has been doing. Laying the body, face-off to restart play controlled by Ottawa. Brought over the line by Batherson, who lost it. Blake with a poke check. Able to get it out to center. Thomas Chabot starts it back forward. Foegele from the near red line. Rackets it in. Behind the net, Anderson moves it up the far wall. Jackson Blake pushes it out to center. And the Hurricanes will restart in their defensive zone. Long stretch feed for Blake up the middle. He couldn't collect it cleanly. Does get to it from below the goal line. Tried to center one. Svechnikov couldn't grab it. And Blake from the near wall with another shot. And that's fought off by Olmark. And Ottawa gets control. Thomas Chabot from behind the net. He'll break out to the right of his cage. And here he comes in the final 4 of the period. Chabot up the middle. That loose puck off the end wall has to be paddled off the boards by Anderson. Gostisbehere got to it in the far corner. Put it back behind the net, up the near wall. Puck is free. Clevin trying to hold it in, but Jarvis loops it out. Montemapalo to chase it down in the Senators zone to our right. Jonas Montemapalo again. Forces it out to neutral territory. Oh, Tkachuk took a hit up high from Walker. Penalty might be coming up here on Sean Walker as he took Tkachuk down. Now Montemapalo comes in to join that battle. And I think there's been a lot of Hurricanes looking for an opportunity to get a clean hit on Tkachuk. And Walker was the one that took it, but a penalty upcoming. It'll be on Sean Walker, and Ottawa again will go to the power play as Walker had an opportunity to hit Tkachuk and did, but got him up high with the stick as well. Power play coming for Ottawa in just a moment. Wow. This has been quite incredible to watch. Just how Ottawa has tried to muscle their way to taking control of this game. But even through all of that, Carolina, with the first goal of the game for a 4th game in a row to start this series, Taylor Hall gets it. Continues his hot streak. He was on a hot stretch even before the playoffs started, going back to the end of the regular season. Hall now has points in 9 of his last 10 games and has a point in every game of this series, including now 2 goals and 6 points as the second line gets it done again for Carolina. Apparently JT is back with us here. And we will get back to him in a moment as
Hello.
we are... Hello, JT. Just about set for play to restart. So another power play coming up for the Senators. And this power play that has yet to score in this period, 0 for 17 in the series and 0 for 5 today. Now they go to the man advantage, trailing by 1. Face off to the right of Freddie Anderson. Ottawa wins the draw. Yakimchuk from the left point fakes a one-timer. Instead, backhands it across. It's intercepted and shorthanded. Here comes Seth Jarvis. Flipped into the middle for a shot, and that's gone wide. And then the rebound free. Sent towards the net, but kept out by Linus Ullmark. Here come the Senators with Stützle through center. Dangles back. Drops it off, taken over the line. On the right circle, Shane Pinto feeds the point. Brady Tkachuk back to Yakimchuk, feeds the right circle for a drive, scores! It got through Anderson, and finally, it's Ottawa on the power play. Tim Stützle squeezes it through. Carolina with shorthanded opportunities at the other end, snuffed out. And then at the other end, Tim Stützle with a one-timer through a screen of Drake Batherson. It gets through Anderson and we're tied. What a game this is turning out to be.
It wasn't easy.
1-1 with under 3 to go in the period. My gracious. Ottawa finally on the power play. Gets it to click. Play restarts. Batherson is going to get credited with the goal. He did get a touch right before it squeezed through Anderson off the drive from Stützle. So now we're tied. And Ottawa possesses in their defensive zone. Montenpalo out to his left, Tyler Clevin through center, deflected in to the left of Anderson, who from behind the net winds it around the boards and back out to neutral. Clevin back on it one more time. Backpedaling into the Ottawa zone to our right. Will direct it forward. Intercepted and staggered back in to the Ottawa zone by Hall. Grabbed back by Spence and elevated out to center. Puck free. Over the line, Cousins could not control. Dylan Cousins, that is. Pinned back into the Senators zone to our right. Brady Tkachuk could not handle the lead feed. Jackknifed back into the Ottawa end. Losing the puck was Thomas Chabot, taken away by Stan Coven. Shoots it into the open corner, taken away by Spence. This way Chabot takes a hit in the corner. Puck out to center, and now we got something else brewing here right in front of the penalty box doors. It all breaks out again. A pile of players, 3 Hurricanes and 3 Senators going at it. Chatfield is there. Chabot is there. Tkachuk is in it. No surprise there. And at the bottom of the pile is Dylan Cousins, along with William Carrier. And now the referees have to get in the middle of that to separate everybody. That started with Grieg and I think Walker. And Sean Walker is going to go right back to the penalty box. He's been there a lot today. Walker from behind. Wow. Oh, man. He stuffed Grieg into the boards. That's a dangerous hit by Walker. That's what got the attention of Dylan Cousins. Then Blake and Chatfield and Carrier get involved. That's a dangerous hit from Walker. And Travis Green, the Ottawa head coach, he had 5 fingers in the air. He wants this to be a 5-minute major. There's blood coming off the crown of the nose of Sean Walker. He and Brady Tkachuk are the two that's been in the middle of everything in this game. Another Ottawa power play. They just scored on their first of the series, on their 18th attempt. A power play goal on a drive by Stützle, deflected in by Batherson. Batherson's 3rd goal of the series. Face off to the right of Anderson, out of the near circle. Tkachuk on the draw. Carolina controls it behind the net. Slavin slaps it up the far wall, not out. Batherson holds it in. Hit from behind, however, by Martinuk. And the puck goes out to center. Ottawa will restart things in their defensive zone. Carter Yakimchuk, the 20-year-old who played 4 games in the regular season, starts it out to Stützle, up the middle, over the line, hands it off on the left wing on the wall. Tkachuk on the circle, poke check from behind by Martinuk. Good back check by Jordan Martinuk, and the Hurricanes shorthanded, spread 3 wide. Martinuk over the line, near half wall, Chatfield a shot. Martinuk got in the way of it, then sent it through the blue, painted out, and Stützle's on the loose puck. Final minute of the second period here, and Ottawa on the power play, over the line. Tkachuk shoots a headhunter high. Comes to the far wall. Chatfield goes down. Batherson goes down. He swings the puck to the line. Tkachuk couldn't hold it in. It's out to center. A reset. Tkachuk directs it up the right wing side. Sebastian Aho picks that off and clears it 150 feet down. Halfway through the Ottawa power play. No real chances for them. Carolina, shorthanded, had an opportunity. Now Stützle motors up the left wing side. Outside the line, he hits the brakes and drops it off. Giroux tried to wrap it on for Shabbat, who takes it over the line and shoots it in. Anderson cuts it off behind the net, plays it into the far corner. Carolina's there and scrambles it out. 15 seconds to go in the period. One last push in the period for Ottawa. Giroux feeds it left. Over the line, it's Grieg on the half wall, taken care of by a Hurricane, and play has stopped again. Perhaps another penalty coming up here on Carolina. 3.6 seconds left in the period, and we do have another penalty coming up on the Hurricanes. Eric Robinson got Grieg up high with this stick. My goodness. So you got 3.6 seconds left in the period. 2-man advantage for Ottawa for 24 seconds. And they will be starting the third period on a 2-man advantage unless they score right off the face-off. Senators certainly had an idea of what they wanted to do today, and that's be even more physical than they've already been in this series and try to just draw as many penalties as they possibly have and possibly could, and they certainly have today. Stahl on the face-off against Giroux. 37-year-old Stahl. 38-year-old Giroux, but now Giroux kicked out and Shane Pinto comes in. Puck is dropped. Stahl won the faceoff. It came to the right of Anderson off the end wall, and that will bring an end to the period. And we will go to the money frame here, tied at 1. Ottawa finally on the power play. Breaks through, cancels out the Taylor Hall opener. And we certainly have some spice in this series. 1-1 after 2 in one of the all-time playoff periods with physicality from every corner from both of these teams. We'll go to the third, tied at 1. Game 4 between the Senators and the Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Yeah, JT, it's a madhouse here. Absolute madhouse.
Is this Bowman Gray? Yeah, it's been crazy. They have to play. There has to be a new rule where every single time a fight happens, they need to play Eye of the Tiger. Hold on. Green and white checkered. Put it out. That'll conclude stage 2. Yeah, so it sounds like it's been kept crazy.
It's been, well, again, the Senators knew what they wanted to do here, and they have come out just trying to throw everybody they can, and this all started on the big hit on Alexander Nikishin, which I will send to you now, JT. This is what started it all. And
Okay.
I was absolutely stunned that Clevin didn't get anything. I thought Clevin launched his body into it.
Oh my god, it isn't geo-blocked.
It's on the near boards.
Hold on. Okay, so that shot was blocked. Oh, and oh. They just cut to it straight away. Oh!
Yeah, it's madness. And from there on, it has been...
Was that the one who got KO'd?
Yeah. He has not returned to the bench and probably won't.
This sport is wild at times.
Yes, it is.
What was the official doing to the other team? Why were all of the officials around the guy who did the thing, not the guy who suffered from the thing?
Well, the officials were there to pull everyone away from him because Hurricanes didn't like that too much, and then about 3 or 4 different Kane players just decided to go after him and wail on him for as long as they could before officials got there. But I mean, that was just the start of all of that. Brady Tkachuk. Here you go. Hopefully going to send you another one here, JT. Brady Tkachuk, number 7 in black. I mean, this is what he is. This is what his career has been. He wants to be just a bull in a china shop. But my goodness, any open ice hits he can come up with today. Wow.
Okay, it's loading. We passed Patrick Star-Poley in 37th. Ah, don't you love it when they instantly say the thing that you just said on Talkback? Ah, that is beautiful. Right, it has loaded. This is Destruction Derby-like stuff. This isn't hockey, this is last man standing.
It's pandemonium.
Shout out, I'm assuming that's the broken hockey stick, is that?
Yes, it is. Stick broke.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Insanity. And if Ottawa wins this game, the series continues. And I mean, if they play more games in this series, I don't know if they're going to have players to play.
They're not even going to have players left.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
I do believe, Matthew, that it's maybe a little bit damp where you are at the moment.
Well, has not started
and if it is not, then it is about to get very damp.
Yeah, hasn't started yet.
Let me share my screen. There you go.
Hold on, it's loading. Oh my god, it's hitting everything but us. I mean, look, you could take that circle and drag it into the Danville area, for goodness sakes. Wow. Now, what's it doing
up here, yeah.
What's it doing in Greensboro? Okay, light rain in Greensboro. It looks like it just rained heavily, actually, and the heavy stuff just left.
Oh yeah, it just got spattered.
Well, like I said, I can't tell you the last time it
Oh.
rained.
If there's anything happening at Bowman Grey tonight, they've got lightning within the area.
They should have. It should be a full night.
Like, you see, like that thing there. That means that there's lightning. Yeah.
Thank you, JT.
Hold on. That's the most recent. There's a little drizzle.
Yeah,
But then again, like in the UK, in England, when we say we're in a place, we mean we're in a place. In America, when you say a small town or small city, and you say that name, you could be anywhere within a 25-mile radius and you still be that place. If you say in England you're in one place, if you're 25 miles away, you're in the next city. You're in a different postcode. In America, that would be zip code.
Right. Now here's a question for you, JT, weatherman. Has all the radar looking good for tomorrow in Alabama?
Quickly searches up Bob Pockfass's Twitter and sees what percentage it is.
Well, earlier today, I don't know if the tweet is still up. It was quite hilarious. He obviously mistyped something. He said 215% chance of rain, and everybody ran with that. Because
he sent a lot in the last 9 hours.
Because I can tell you what Google says, but I'm not sure if we
10%.
Okay. Google says 20, but all in the morning. Now Google also
Monday
says,
morning is also 10% rain.
Now Google also says that you guys might struggle to finish this O'Reilly race because thunder, lightning, and rain around 6 p.m. Actually, but I keep forgetting Alabama's in the Central Time Zone, so that would be 6 p.m. Central. So you got a couple of hours before that could hit.
Right. You've got some pop-ups over here, which I have not mentioned to the guys on the broadcast because they would go crazy about it. But it is what, like, hold on. Oh, that is a new graphic. Okay. They've updated that. What, it's like 56 miles away. So if I was to mention that and they go crazy about, oh, there's heavy rain, guys, it's 56 miles away. You've got time to chill out. Does that mean if they've updated that graphic, does that mean this has been updated? Why is it not drawing? Oh, okay.
By the way,
oh my god.
NBA update real quick while, we try to get radars fixed. Oklahoma City leads Phoenix, Game 3 of that series. Third quarter, Thunder lead by 9, 71-62.
So why have they that's just weird. It's annoying that you can't like click this and type it in. That is a little annoying. Oh, that just gets rid of everything. That's a little concerning.
By the way, I just had an update earlier this week of my Dish Network system, and I'm still attempting to figure out all the changes. It looks totally different.
Does it?
I lost everything on my DVR. Do you know...
That's foreign language to me.
Well, yes. But DVR, where everything gets stored that you record. All of your recordings.
Oh!
Yes.
You still have the old system?
Yes. And...
God.
I had the...
It is the 21st century, Matthew.
What am I supposed to have?
Our Skybox has the recording system built in.
Well, yeah, we have the recording system built in. It's into the DVR.
Oh my god.
I'm not speaking of a VCR. Do you even know what a VCR is?
No.
You felt older in my life.
Oh, one of them. Okay. Yes, I know. I know what that is. Yes.
But I'm speaking of a DVR that's in the dish hopper, or whatever the dish thing is called.
Do you not have a box inside your house?
Yes. And it's called a dish hopper.
Okay. But you have a separate DVR.
No, the DVR is in the dish box.
Okay. We are equal.
We are
Awesome,
on the
good,
same
awesome,
page
yeah.
now. Okay. And I
Yes.
lost all the recordings on that when it got updated. And do you know the stuff that I had on that DVR? I had the 2019 Indianapolis 500 on that DVR.
Which is probably now on YouTube somewhere.
It's been on YouTube since 2019, I'm sure.
So our skyboxes over here look a little bit like the Hopper Plus.
Okay, very good. So we're on the same page here.
Yes.
Very good. All right.
Oh
That
my
was
God,
that
you
was
Americans at times. But you guys still have VCRs.
Well, no. Basically, no one has a VCR anymore. But I was born in '97, therefore I know what it is, and I've used one in my lifetime.
I know.
Yes.
I know what they are. I have not used one, but I know what they are.
Very good.
Even though 5 minutes ago I sounded like I had no idea what they were. Now that I've looked it up, I know what one of them is. Hold on.
I have to send that last sequence into the group chat, with all these old people. People that are old. We know that JT isn't. Everyone in that group chat, I guarantee you, has used a VCR and owned one in their lives. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Jack, I also did not know that was a language, but here we are.
What?
I'm talking to the guy who's saying how I'm learning American. This alert system's going crazy. Tennessee and Kansas are getting battered right now.
Tennessee and Kansas are getting battered.
Morgan County, Tennessee has got a severe thunderstorm warning expiring in 1 minute.
Okay.
Rush County in Kansas has got a severe thunderstorm warning expiring in 31 minutes, alongside Mitchell, Jewell, Smith, and Osborne counties in Kansas.
So you don't know about American things, but you follow American weather.
And I've just got another alert in my ears, but nothing's come up.
Also, I love how on the guide on Dish, I flip over to the guide on the CW, and it says, programming to be announced. Oh, Jeb Burton is in the lead. Of course he is. Boy, Jeb really knows how to run these super speedway races. Remember, he lost this race at Talladega last year by inches to Austin Hill.
There's 8 special weather statements. Sorry, 13. There's a tornado watch. There's 5 tornado watches.
You get real enjoyment out of this.
Texas Motor Speedway is currently under a tornado watch.
Well, that's where NASCAR heads next weekend.
You know how the weather system searches where does NASCAR race this week, and they go wherever they might have accidentally said put next week instead of this week. Yeah. I'm getting notifications in my headset, and I don't know where they're coming from, and it's really annoying me. Right, tornado warning is good. Severe thunderstorm warning is good. That's off. I should probably share my screen so you can see what I'm actually doing. Oh wait, I still am. Am I?
Yes.
Yes.
And I will tell you, play is just about set to restart in the third period.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, because this has been the most entertaining intermission of all time. Oh Lord.
What a name.
What? Chattanooga.
What a name. What a name.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's
What a name.
the origins, of course, of the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
What?
The Chattanooga Choo Choo. It's a train.
I am aware that a choo-choo's a train, Matthew. They need to remember that they're in America, not Panama.
All right, ready for the third period to start. Almost unfortunate that it has to start after what we've had.
Oh, what a name.
The last 15 minutes. Oh, Kissimmee. That's in Florida.
That is an incredible name as well, although that lake. Anyway, have fun. I will go to the back rooms now.
Remember, we start this third period with Ottawa on a 2-man advantage for 21 seconds. As we have belabored the point, Senators have not held a lead at any point in this series. A chance to take a lead here as the third period gets underway. Carolina controlling the face-off and clearing it. Now the Senators will bring it back up. 2-man advantage only for a few more seconds. Slavin from behind the net tried to clear. Tkachuk blocked it. Tkachuk from behind the net. Put it back up the far wall, and we get a whistle as the puck deflects off a stick and out of play. So now a power play for Ottawa for about a minute and a half. 1:34 to be exact on this Ottawa power play. Face-off to the right of Frederik Andersen. Tkachuk on the face-off with Stahl. Puck is dropped. Stahl won it initially. Ottawa comes away with it, and driving a one-timer from the line was Yakimchuk, swallowed up and held by Andersen. Carolina took 8 total penalties in that second period alone. They had 9 shots on goal. Ottawa leads currently in shots on goal 19-16. Face off to the right of Andersen again out of the far circle. Stahl on the draw again and against Tkachuk, and Tkachuk wins it. Yakimchuk from the left point sends it in down low. Slavin from below the goal line forks it out, and Carolina clears with Ottawa a man up for over a minute here. Here come the Senators back up ice from our left to our right. Black sweaters, white numbers, red trim. Batherson over the line. Fed off to the right circle, taken on the half wall. Pinto feeds it below the goal line. The return to the point. Yakimchuk couldn't collect it. Aho with a steal. 2-on-2 is Aho the other way. Pulls up, tried to thread one to the front. Tkachuk with an interception. And here comes Ottawa again. Oh, Tkachuk broke his stick on a lead feed, and it came right to Aho. He's in, and he shoots one high over the glove of Linus Ullmark. Here come the Senators the other way. Tkachuk with a new stick. Over the line on the left wing, Ridley Grieg tried to stash one to the front, took a deflection, and again, it's out of the zone. Half a minute left on this Ottawa power play. Up ice, Dylan Cousins drifts to his right, shoots it around, and play is stopped. With 24 seconds left on the man advantage. As puck went out of play, face-off will be in neutral territory. Carolina trying to complete the sweep. Ottawa trying to send it back to Raleigh for a Game 5 Monday night. Near dot face-off, neutral territory in front of the penalty box doors. Jankowski and Giroux to take the face-off. Puck is dropped. Giroux wins it, soccers it along to the near red line. Fabian Zetterlund diagonaled it over the line to the left circle. Shot taken by Thomas Chabot, bodied off by Anderson. Cleared out by Carolina. A dozen seconds left on the Ottawa power play. Dylan Cousins back to get it for the Senators. One last push on the man advantage. Left wing strikes red, then blue. Dylan Cousins through traffic, had it knocked away. Carolina can't clear. Comes back to the right of Anderson. In tight, side of the goal. Stuff attempt was deflected away, and it's out to center. Chabot back on it. Another killed off penalty for Carolina. Senators 1 of 8 on the man advantage in this game. Slavin at his own blue line threads it forward. Could not be collected by a hurricane up ice, so this is icing against Slavin and Carolina. Hurricanes for 123 minutes in this series have been leading. It's been tied for 130 minutes, and they have not spent a single second trailing in this entire series. Pinto on the draw, along with Stankoven in the Carolina zone near circle to the left of Freddie Anderson. Puck dropped. It was won by Ottawa, but it splits the Demon at the line and rolls on edge. Back into the Senators zone. Jordan Spence gets to it, the Australian, from behind the net in back of Ullmark. Spence still looking for a breakout. He's watched every step of the way by Taylor Hall, the Carolina goal scorer. Spence still in the trapezoid, waiting for someone to come free. Now he'll snap it out to center in the direction of Fogle. It hit a Carolina stick and comes right back to Spence again behind the net. So again, he'll wind out some clock. Now he cuts it out to his left through center. Lead feed by Pinto. Too hot to be handled by anyone in black. That's icing against Ottawa. Face-off will come back in the Senator zone to our left. Again, later tonight on the channel, Game 4 between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Flyers in Philadelphia. Chance at a sweep in that game as well, with Philadelphia up 3-0 in the series. Between that, you've got Stars and Wild with a puck drop in only about 20 minutes or so, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Face-off to the right of Linus Ullmark. Offensive zone opportunity for Carolina on the face-off, but it's Pinto who wins the draw. Puck comes all the way down into the Carolina zone. Anderson holds it to the right of goal. Keandre Miller takes it behind the net. Keandre Miller waiting. Now starts it out through center. On the far right wing, taken over the line and backhanded to Svechnikov on the left circle. Rink wide a feed off an Ottawa stick. Out to center, Gostisbehere pokes it back into the Ottawa zone to our left. Montemapalo up with it, snaps it ahead, Stützle over the line, feeding one to the front. That was swatted on goal and fought off by Anderson. Here's Carolina the other way. Carrier from the far red line forced it into the Ottawa end. Tyler Clevin with the interception. Turned it back out through center. Taken back by Stahl. Over the line, finessed up the right wing for Carrier into the corner. He overskated it, and coming up with it is Giroux. Wrapped up the far dasher, not out. Jordan Stahl in the high slot. Wheel around shot goes off a stick and out of play. Just about 4 minutes gone.
Hold on a minute.
Hold on a minute.
Austin Green is leading.
Wow. I get a message. Why do you call a box a hopper? I don't call it that. Dish calls it that. Dish Network calls it a hopper. Couldn't tell you why. Absolutely no idea why. Face off to the left of Ullmark. Offensive zone draw for Carolina. Eller against Robinson. Eller with a clean win of the face-off. Behind the net, Jordan Spence quickly fastballs it up the near wall and out of the zone. Shot right back in by Sean Walker. Jankowski in the far corner. Knuckles it behind the net for Robinson. Robinson lifted it up the far wall. An interception by Nick Cousins. Flipped out to center. In front of the Carolina bench, Nicolas Deslauriers with a hit, frees up the puck. Robinson ripping it up the right wing side, in tight, a backhander, seen away by Ullmark. Loose puck into the far corner. Nick Cousins up the wall to the line, not out, held in. Here's Svechnikov, right wing to the corner, behind the net, backhands it into the blue paint. No one was there to get on the receiving end of it. Came to Chatfield in the high slot. His long wrister was blocked. Loose puck to the near half wall. Svechnikov hits the brakes. Stashed to the slot. Back to Chatfield. D to D this way. Jacob Slavin Slavin walks the line left to right, takes it to the half wall. He's in deep, hands it off for Chatfield. Below the goal line, Jankowski. Got a delayed penalty coming up here against Ottawa. And Jordan Spence touches up the puck in the corner. Play is stopped, and the Hurricanes will have a power play of their own. Thomas Chabot going to the box. And Carolina will go to the man advantage. Chabot got Chatfield and stripped him of his stick. So Chabot, terrific defenseman, sends Carolina to the power play. Slashing call on Chabot. Now we talk about Ottawa's power play struggling. Carolina's only capitalized on the man advantage once in this series. They win the face-off to the left point. Gostisbehere muscled it down the wall. Jarvis in the corner. Montempallo pressures. Puck free out of the far corner. It's a board battle. 2 Canes, 2 Sens going at it. Now it sneaks up the far wall to Gostisbehere at the point. Sent across to Aho, top of the left circle. Gostisbehere and Aho play catch on the perimeter. Aho stashed to the goal line. Jarvis again for Aho on the half wall, wide of the dot left circle. On a return from Gostisbehere. Sends it across. Svechnikov a drive. Stopped and held by Olmark. Andrei Svechnikov with the opportunity on the cross-crease feed by Sebastian Aho. All of these games in this series has been tight. Carolina with 3 wins in this series. 2 by 1 goal, 1 by 2 goals. Carolina wins the face-off, comes back to the right point. Gostisbehere walks the line from right to left, hands it off for Aho, sends it down the far barrier, then gets it on a return. Gostisbehere from the left point creeps to the circle, wedged on back for Jarvis. Gostisbehere in deep at the half wall, skates even deeper to the bottom of the left circle, stashed across. Aho a shot and it whistles wide. Off the corner boards, the rebound to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere down the wall, it gets deflected into the near corner to the right of Olmark. Stahl reversed it to the line. Gostisbehere holds the zone halfway through the penalty time. Now to the far wall it comes. Jarvis in the corner trying to get to it before Montempallo. Flexed on for Stahl. Banked on to Gostisbehere from the left point. Gostisbehere rink wide. Gets it on a return from Svechnikov. Now Gostisbehere again to Aho. Wide of the dot of the far right circle. Svechnikov at the goal line. He scans. He probes. He's pressured by Tyler Clevin, who gets the puck and clears it all the way down 200 feet. 25 seconds left on the Carolina power play. Second unit on for the Hurricanes and Rod Brindamore. Through center, Taylor Hall with speed. Left wing over red over blue. Stashed it across. Handed off up top to Jackson Blake. Drifts left on the circle to the goal line. He feeds it. The return for Blake in the final seconds of the power play. Hands it off. Stankoven directs it across. High slot, it's Miller. Penalty time is up. Miller tried to hand it off for Blake. It's knocked into the air. Ottawa's killed off the penalty, and now they might have the puck the other way. It's loose in front of the Carolina bench. Up for grabs through bodies. Ottawa's got it. Spence out of the box from the near red line. He'll lash it in and off the end wall. It's backhanded by the glove hand of Freddie Anderson, who gets a whistle with 12:55 to go in regulation time. And we get a stoppage in the action. Big penalty kill there for Ottawa. Trying to keep their season alive. They must win Game 4. We're tied at 1, 7 minutes gone, third period. So, okay, have we figured this out yet, JT? Why does Dish call it a hopper? Because whatever you just sent me that you claim is a hopper does not look like a hopper. Anyway. And yes, he has sent the correct picture of what a hopper is. Oh my gosh. What a conversation.
Hold on a minute.
Yes.
So what do you call what I sent is a hopper?
I don't know what that is.
That is a hopper. That is an industrial hopper.
Okay. I don't work in the industrial world.
Why do Dish call their box a hopper? Dish Network calls their DVR box the Hopper primarily to highlight its ability to hop over commercials using the auto hop feature. which automatically skips ads in recorded primetime shows.
It does. That's absolutely right. That's what it does.
I wish I had that. But we have 30 times fast forward, which is equally as good.
30 times?
Yeah, we can fast forward our programs up to 30 times.
Oh my god. Okay.
30 times speed.
Oh, 30 times speed. I thought you meant 30 times. Like, how many ad breaks do you guys have? No, we could do it by 15, 30, or 60.
Oh, okay.
Is, I believe, what that is, I think. I could be.
Why would you want to fast forward something 60 times speed?
Ready for play to restart. Holy smokes. Face off in the Carolina zone. To the left of Freddie Anderson. Face off won by Ottawa. Yakimchuk takes it behind the net, comes out to the right of Anderson, and tries a sharp angled shot. Anderson hugs his near post and keeps it out. Puck free in the near corner. Stahl and Kachuk grinding away on the half wall for the loose change. Comes back below the goal line. Keandre Miller whisked it along to the far wall. Martinuk bounces it ahead. Out to center, and here come the Canes. Over the line of the left wing. Carrier hits the brakes. Swings one towards the net. It went wide to the right of Olmark. Aho helped it to the line. From the left point, Keandre Miller. Back into the high slot. Aho drifts left of the circle and shoots one over the glove hand of Olmark. Svechnikov with the rebound. Steps down the far wall behind the net. Centering feed. Aho a shot. Forced away by Olmark. Hurricanes hold the zone again. Right point. Another shot taken. A long wrister. Body down and held without rebound by Olmark off the stick of Sean Walker. My goodness. Tremendously dramatic game here. Just about 8 minutes gone in the third period, tied at 1. So we've talked about every game in this series has been razor close. Heading towards another one here. Face off to the left of Linus Olmark, former Vezina Trophy winner in Boston 3 years ago. And Aho against Eller on the draw, but now Aho kicked out, replaced by Jarvis. Eller wins the draw. Ottawa from behind the net. Montenpalo up the near barrier. Held in by Slavin. Poked in deep. Montenpalo behind the net. Feeds the far corner. Tyler Clevin deals it forward. Not out. Hurricanes hold the zone. Aho. Far right circle. Hits the break. Sweeps one to the front. Off of Olmark. Rebound free. And Olmark keeps it out. And now we've got a penalty upcoming against Ottawa. Another Ottawa penalty upcoming here. And I believe it's Clevin. Wow.
Matthew?
Yes.
While we're talking about penalties, we've just had a rare penalty from NASCAR officials.
Okay.
A penalty for impeding.
Wow. Okay.
This is NASCAR, not Formula One.
So Carolina to the power play again here. They've only scored once on the man advantage in this series. They'll try again right here. Stahl on the face-off near circle to the right of Olmark. Stahl wins it clean. Onto the back for Stankoven. A reversal for Robinson. Bottom of the left circle, Hall. Now Blake at the dot. Back to Hall at the goal line. Sent one to the slot. Miller whiffed on the shot. Rebound free to the half wall. Blake sent it onto the back. Gets it back from Stankoven. Jackson Blake near half wall to the goal line. Hall in tight. Back for Blake. Shoots. Glove save by Olmark. Rebound free. Hall searching for it, but Olmark's on top of it. Gets a whistle. 11:17 to go in regulation time. You've got 1:37 left on this Carolina power play. Second unit on the ice here for the Hurricanes to start this power play rather than the first unit, and that's, of course, been this line that's been terrific all series with Hall and Blake and Stankoven. Holding was the official call on Cleven. Face off to Olmark's right. Pinto to take the draw against Stahl. Puck is down. Stahl won it. Blake brushed it onto the back. Gets it on a return. Top of the right circle. Blake down low. Hall looking into the slot for a shot. Stopped and held. Linus Olmark with a glove save. Linus Olmark, we talked at the top. Freddie Anderson has been brilliant in this series, but Olmark has been superb as well. And what a save he made there on Jordan Stahl with the glove. Carolina still plenty of time left on this power play, about 1.5 minutes. Face-off coming to Olmark's left. Stahl on the draw again. Puck is dropped, but we'll do it again. Stahl against Eller, but now Stahl kicked out. Stankoven, who's been red hot in this series, now to take the draw with Eller. And Stankoven wins it back to the right point. Keandre Miller with it at the line. Into the slot, Stankoven. Bumped on back for Miller one more time. Feeds it to the left circle. Wide of the dot, it's Blake. Now Miller. Tossed on to the right circle. Miller gets it again in the high slot. Drifts right. Shot taken wide. Rebound. Scores! Logan Stankoven stays red hot! On the rebound! Put some stank on it! Carolina with a third period lead. Logan Stankoven cannot be stopped. Yet another goal in this series. He's had one in every single game. And this one on the power play to put Carolina up 2-1. Stankoven read the rebound off the back wall perfectly. Olmark had no chance. It's 2-1. Play restarts at dead center. Ottawa wins the draw. Puck free right between the benches. Stashed along into the Carolina zone. Moved along by Anderson as he shot puts it out to center. Racing for it off the near wall, Jarvis triggered it into the corner for Svechnikov, who got tied up by Montempallo. It squirts out to the left point, Slavin. Hands it off and then gets it back on a return. Slavin in deep at the bottom of the left circle, a shot. Off the side of the cage, Svechnikov on the rebound, twisting in the far corner on Fogle. A power move to the front. Tried to center for Jarvis. He got bodied off by Stützle. Puck free on the far wall. Taken back at the point, and now Svechnikov, top of the right circle, his shot. Friendly fire as it went off Jarvis. Puck free behind the net. Montempallo gets to it for Ottawa. Skipped up the near wall, taking a swing at it. Jarvis could not get it in deeper. Drake Batherson in possession. Filtered on into the far corner, and Tyler Cleven on with it now. And now with Ottawa facing elimination. Must win this game, and now they trail with about half of the third period to go. Out to center, Brady Tkachuk could not handle it cleanly. Swatted back by the Hurricanes into the Ottawa zone. Jordan Spence gets to it there. Smushed into the boards as flying in as well was Dylan Cousins. Puck free out of the near corner. William Carrier in the corner. Gets it to the far side. And it's drubbed all the way through center by Dennis Gilbert. Into the Carolina zone. Martinick up with it there for the Hurricanes. Backpedaling, swatting at the puck. Into the Ottawa zone. It was on Olmark, so no icing. He keeps it behind the net. Gilbert's there with about 9 minutes to go. Shots on goal, dead even at 23. Gilbert with a lead feed that could not be handled by anyone, and that is icing. With 9:05 to go. Logan Stankoven again for Carolina. With a shot that missed wide, hit off the end wall. Stankoven was there, near edge of the trapezoid to find the rebound and muscle it from a tight angle home. Face off one to the right point. Chatfield long wrister, gobbled up and held for a whistle by Olmark. That'll lead to a whistle and a stoppage in play. 9 minutes left in regulation time. Season on the line for the Ottawa Senators. They trail by a goal. They've got 9 minutes to drag their season forward. So Stan Koven again. I mean, what can you say about this guy? Remember, he was traded to Carolina last year by Dallas. He was a part of the Mikko Rantanen trade. And here is Stan Koven with now 4 goals and 5 points in this series. He has scored a goal in every game in this series. Just incredible. Coming off of a career year, 21 goals, 44 points. Both were career highs. A reminder, Minnesota and Dallas, Game 4 between the Stars and the Wild. Puck dropping on that game about 3 minutes from now, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Dallas getting the overtime victory to lead the series 2-1 on the road earlier in the week. Minnesota at home will try to even the series at 2. And later tonight here on the channel at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Game 4 between the Penguins and the Flyers from Philadelphia, where the Flyers are, like the Hurricanes, trying to complete a first-round sweep. There's Jarek Rubel in the comment section, by the way. Matty Pucks, he says. Jarek enjoying a much-deserved day off. He's called a game the last 5 days on this channel. Nine minutes left here. Ottawa down a goal, facing elimination. If they cannot win today, they will be gone. Face off to the left of Linus Ullmark. Out of the far circle. Ottawa with a clean win of the draw as Stützle won it back. And Ottawa will establish a breakout with Stützle over the line up the middle. Had it swatted away by the stick of Gostisbehere. Came to the right point where it could be taken by Spence and rolled along the dasher to the far corner. Batherson lost it there. Chatfield could not clear. Tkachuk twisted it back in deep. Batherson lays the body. Out of the corner, Chatfield flips it up and out. Back to it is Shabbat. How much pressure can Ottawa put on the Canes and Freddie Anderson over the next 8.5 minutes in their push for an equalizer? Taylor Hall from the near red line fires it in. Paddled along by Ullmark. Taken behind the net by Shabbat. Outletted to center where it could be spooned in deep. Jacob Slavin gets to it behind the Carolina net. Forced out by an impatient Ridley Grieg. Puck out to center, bounces around in front of the Hurricane bench, and now comes back into the Carolina end, and the Canes are on it again. Would love to play keep away for the next 8 minutes. From the far red line, fired into the Ottawa zone to our left. Ullmark stops it in the trapezoid, paddled up the far wall. It's out to center between the benches. Grabbed back by Walker, and darted into the Ottawa zone again. Tyler Clevin behind the net for the Senators, wearing 43 in black, white, and red for Ottawa. Stationary behind the net, now leaves it in the trapezoid. Shane Pinto comes to pick it up. Pinto accelerates left wing over red over blue. Through traffic, hands it off Giroux. The return for Pinto, who tried to feed one towards the front. Blocked by Slavin. Puck free on the near wall, and the Hurricanes break out. And a loose puck up the left wing side, picked up by Jarvis, who gets to it. He stumbles, stashed into the slot behind Svechnikov, who finally picks up the loose change. But there's traffic around him in black sweaters for Ottawa. Pins it into the far corner, and Jarvis gets it back. Low to high to the high slot. Gostisbehere long wrister, pinballed around to the far corner where Svechnikov picked it up there. Backhanded it from corner to corner, scooped up and cleared out by Ridley Grieg of Ottawa, and here comes Ottawa the other way. Up the middle, Amadio hits the brakes, waiting for help to arrive, tried to find a trailer. No one was there, and it's back out to center. Shabbat holds from just outside the line, directed up the middle. Stützle fell down. Hurricanes clear. Elevated puck out to center, and Jankowski's over the line. Far right wing, takes it to the corner. Jankowski will circle the track and back of the goal. Squares up, 2 goals, shoots one. Saved by Ullmark. Rebound, helped along to the far wall. Stützle gets to it. Diagonaled out to neutral territory. Nick Cousins back for Stützle over the line with Batherson. Stützle, top of the right circle. Fades back towards the line. Wheel around shot, blocked. As a Hurricane got into the shooting lane, that was Delorier. Puck free on the far wall. Cramming his way down the left wing and moving in front was Montempallo. A centering feed and a shot. Glove saved by Anderson somehow. And out of the far corner, Carolina clears. Puck ended up off the glove hand of Anderson, and it landed on the side of the goal. Play is now stopped as the puck was in neutral territory. A lot of Senator fans in the lower bowl thought they had scored there as Montempallo came flying in, stashed it to the front. Batherson with a shot at the top of the crease off the glove of Anderson and onto the side of the goal, into the webbing. Side of the goal to the left of Anderson. But perhaps a penalty coming up on Carolina. The reason for that whistle was there too many men on the ice. There was. That's the reason for the whistle. The Hurricanes had too many men on the ice. And Ottawa will get another chance on the power play. With 6:06 left. Power play opportunity. The Senators really need to strike here. Face-off will come to the right of Anderson. Puck is dropped, but now they'll look to do that again. Taylor Hall is the one in the box to serve the penalty here for Carolina. Reason for the puck to be picked up that second time was to check the clock. It is now correct. Stahl and Tkachuk on the draw. Tkachuk wanted it. Was brushed back to the line by Pinto. Placed off the left point and pushed in deep. Below the goal line, it's available. Slavin jousting with Tkachuk. Chatfield gets in the middle of it along with Pinto. It's a board battle. Off the near wall, Slavin gets a hold of it, and Sand wedges it out to center. Kills some early time. As Ottawa will get back to it with Carter Yakimchuk up ice. Feeds it to his right. Drake Batherson strikes red. Drifts to his left over blue. A drop pass intercepted. Slavin might have a breakaway shorthanded. Slavin's in. Shoots. Save made by Olmark. And the loose puck below the goal line picked up by Shane Pinto. Snapped forward towards center. Aho blocked that off, and Carolina could kill more time on a puck shot down towards Olmark, who handles it to Stützle. Stützle out to center. Feeds it up the left wing. Tkachuk pushed it in deep. Stützle again out of the corner. Got knocked around a bit. Puck comes to the left point. Thomas Chabot high to low. His feed down the wall is intercepted. Carolina shorthanded again. 2-on-2 with Aho to the front for Martinuk, who could not direct it goalward. He does get the loose puck to the near half wall and tries to stash it in deep, but it's taken away by Giroux. About 40 seconds left of the penalty time. Giroux over the line. A drop for Tkachuk. And he gets pushed back by Keandre Miller. It's out of the zone. Ottawa to tag up. Giroux over the line. Threaded forward. Tkachuk right circle. A drop to the line, and Stützle couldn't handle. It's out of the zone. Ottawa's cleared it on themselves. 22 seconds left on the penalty time. Under 5 to go in regulation. Ottawa facing elimination and down a goal. Giroux shoots in from outside the line. Out of the near corner, Fabian Zetterlund. A reversal to the left circle. Shot taken. Stopped by Anderson. He gets a whistle as he denies Dylan Cousins. 7 seconds left on the Ottawa power play. And the best chance on this power play has been Carolina shorthanded with Slavin. And Olmark with a right pad save on the defenseman's shorthanded bid. Hurricanes led the league in shorthanded goals this season. Face-off will come to the right of Freddie Anderson. Penalty time is just about up, and then Taylor Hall will be released from the box. He's serving the too many men penalty. Stahl on the face-off for Carolina, but it's won by Ridley Grieg of Ottawa. Puck free to the line. Stahl tried to stab it out. Yakimchuk kept it in. Winds his way to the right circle. Penalty time is up. Out of the corner. Carolina digs the puck free, and out to center is Jankowski. From the near red line drives it in. Taylor Hall out of the box for it. Chabot got there first. Ottawa with 4 minutes left to get a goal. Zetterlund up the middle, strikes red then blue. Zetterlund over the line, and it knocked off his stick. Stankoven clears it down. Hall takes it over the line, 1-on-2. He gets a brick wall thrown in his face from Jordan Spence. Ottawa attempts to clear out. Jackson Blake nearly stole it right on the line. Instead, he'll deposit it back into the Ottawa zone. 3.5 to go in regulation time. Shots on goal are 27-25 Carolina, where it counts. Hurricanes lead 2-1. Out to center comes Michael Amadio, right wing over red over blue. Chips it in towards the near corner. Takes a shoulder from Chatfield. On the near edge of the trapezoid, the 37s are going at it. Fogle and Svechnikov. Fogle kicked it along to the far wall. Gostisbehere tried to knock it free from him. Gostisbehere goes down to the ice. Cleared to the line. Held in. Puck all the way to Anderson. He plays it himself with his stick to the near wall. Amadio triggers it into the corner with under 3 to go, and Carolina can clear. Cleven back to gain it with under 3 minutes left in regulation time. You see the score. You see the series situation. Ottawa must win to stave off elimination, but currently they trail by a goal deep in the third period. Out to center, Stützle hits the brakes. Button hooks his way around a Hurricane. Over the line, he'll jab it in with his backhand. Behind the net, Batherson into the corner for Tkachuk. Broken up. Aho attempting to clear for Carolina. He does. The net is empty at the other end, and Aho's coming back on the empty net, and Aho scores! Sebastian Aho gets the loose puck right after Linus Ullmark left the cage, and he's put Carolina up by 2. Ottawa had just gotten the extra attacker on the ice when Linus Ullmark left, and right as that happened at the other end, Sebastian Aho picked up the puck and was able to maneuver his way through traffic, and he hits the target, and Carolina leads 3-1. 2:22 left. Sebastian Aho with his second goal of the series. 36th career playoff goal. This game is not over. 2:22 left here. If Ottawa could get one quickly, they could get Ullmark out for an extra attacker. Carolina wins the draw to restart play. Placed in deep. Out of the far corner. Broken out up the far wall by Spence for Batherson. Held up by Stahl in front of the Ottawa bench. When will they get Ullmark out this time? Here come the Senators through center. They can get him out now. Giroux stashed one towards the slot. Stützle could not get inside the circle. Puck around to the far wall. Quick shot taken off the half boards. Glove down and held by Anderson for a whistle. And that happened just after Ullmark left the goal again. So the net is empty for Ottawa at the other end of the ice. And the Senators with an extra attacker out needs 2 goals in 2 minutes to tie. Face off to the right of Anderson. Ottawa wins the draw. Giroux helped it onto the back. Yakimchuk put it in deep. Below the goal line, Batherson. In front, shot, score! And there is still life for Ottawa! Dylan Cousins gets one back. As we said, this game is not over. Batherson from behind the net. Centering pass right on the tape of Dylan Cousins. He snipes it in past Anderson. It's 3-2. Ottawa trying to keep themselves alive here. 1:50 remains. Now they need one more. Can the Senators conjure up one more strike? Stahl and Tkachuk on the draw. One by Tkachuk. That will allow Ullmark to get out quickly. Push forward by Yakimchuk into the Carolina zone to our right. Chatfield out of the corner. Tkachuk with a centering feed in the slot. Stützle, shot blocked, and it caroms out of the zone. 1.5 minutes left. The net is empty for Ottawa. They need one. Stützle still at center. They haven't been able to tag up yet, and Stützle lost the puck. Jacob Slavin back to Chatfield. Spiraled ahead. Aho over the line, off the wall, and into the empty net. Again, Carolina scores into the yawning The puck came over the line. Aho just trying to get it amidst two defenders. Not even sure he was thinking about scoring there. Just trying to backhand it in deep to kill off time. And it's off the boards and into the yawning cage. And Carolina, with 1:15 left, leads 4-2. And that takes a lot of air out of this building. Jordan Martinook a bit hurt and shaken up after he stepped in front of that Stützle shot. Play restarts with 1:15 left. Puck at dead center up for grabs, controlled by Ottawa. Still, this game is not over. Can they get one more quick one here? Puck into the Carolina zone, available off the near wall. Miller throws it down towards the empty net. It's wide to the left, but it's not icing. Chabot picks it up. Under a minute to go here in regulation time. Stützle could not gain entry over the line. Puck is cleared into the Ottawa zone. This is icing against Carolina. 47 seconds left. Well, that was a huge block by Martinook, who had lost his stick. This is before the second empty netter from Ahos. Martinook had lost his stick, and Stützle was open in the slot to step into a shot, and Martinook heroically and bravely threw his body in front of the puck to block it. He is shaken up off of that. And then in the very next sequence, Aho puts it into the empty net off the boards, and Carolina goes up 4-2. Ottawa has taken their timeout right here. Travis Green, more than anything, just trying to get a timeout to get some air in the lungs of his big guns here so they can be out for the final 47 seconds. 47 seconds for Ottawa to score 2 goals. If they do not, they are eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs in a first-round sweep at the hands of Carolina, who would advance to the second round and await the winner of the series between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. As we have talked about so much in this game today, Carolina has not trailed at any point in this series. Not for a single second have they trailed. Face off to the right of Freddie Anderson. Stahl and Tkachuk on the draw. Puck is down. It's scrambled for. Tkachuk lost his stick. It came into the blue paint. Batherson could not direct it goalward. Instead, it's free to the corner. Seconds winding off the clock. Precious time for Ottawa. Losing here, needing 2 goals. Stahl picks up the loose puck. Backhands it off the wall towards the empty net. It'll be wide of the empty net to the left. Icing is called. 27 seconds left. Dallas and Minnesota is underway, and in fact, Dallas has an early goal on the road to lead the Wild 1-0. Later tonight on the channel, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, just a couple hours from now, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Game 4, Flyers up 3-0, looking for the sweep. 27 seconds away from a sweep right here. Face off to the right of Frederik Andersen. Tkachuk and Stahl on the face-off again. Puck is dropped. Stahl won it to the wall. Free to the line. Held in by Yakimchuk. Swept towards the net. It got deflected to the corner. Keandre Miller spatulas it up and out. This will go all the way down. Will be icing again. 16 seconds remain. And Carolina having the luxury of icing the puck with this 2-goal lead. Senators making it in, the final playoff team in the Eastern Conference on 99 points. Looks like they're heading towards early elimination. Face-off controlled by Ottawa. Into the slot, intercepted by Aho, who lobs it out to center. Puck in the air, comes down. Hurricanes clear it towards the empty net. It's wide, but it does not make it for icing. 2 seconds and 1, and Carolina completes an opening round sweep of the Ottawa Senators. For the 8th season in a row, the Carolina Hurricanes have won a playoff series. This in a 4-game sweep over the Senators, and Carolina is advancing to the second round. Well, a grind-it-out kind of win for the Carolina Hurricanes here today in a game in which the Ottawa Senators were dead set on making this an all-out brawl. It was cataclysmic at times, total pandemonium, but in the end, the Hurricanes come away with a 4-2 win. They sweep the series 4-0, and after all of the animosity and all of the hard hits, these two teams now line up into a handshake line, the Stanley Cup tradition. And the handshake line will go through of shared respect between the clubs. Ottawa's season comes to an end. It's a second straight first-round exit for the Senators, losing in the first round to Toronto last year. First ever playoff meeting between the Hurricanes and the Senators this year, and it's Carolina in a 4-game sweep that wins the series. They move on to the second round, where they will, again, await the winner of the series between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. Rod Brind'Amour has been at the helm of the Carolina bench for 8 years, and for all 8 of those seasons, the Hurricanes have won at least one playoff postseason series, and all of the questions around the Hurricanes coming into the playoffs this year. Is this finally the year for Rod Brind'Amour and the Hurricanes to make it to a Stanley Cup final? They've advanced, as we said, for 8 years now in a row. They've advanced in these playoffs, but under Brind'Amour and with this group, they have not made it to a Stanley Cup final. There's no Florida this year. Panthers have taken them out many times. There's no Rangers who have taken them out a couple of times. Is this the year for Carolina? They've gotten through the first phase. They've won 4 games. They need 12 more wins to lift Lord Stanley's Cup, just as the Hurricanes franchise did 20 years ago when Rod Brind'Amour was the captain of the team. Second round ticket has been punched, and it's been punched by the Carolina Hurricanes. They will have home ice in their second round series against either the Penguins or the Flyers. Of course, Carolina, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, they'll have home ice throughout the Eastern Conference playoffs, and they would have home ice against just about anyone in the Stanley Cup final except for Colorado and Dallas. So, final score here in Ottawa. Carolina takes Game 4 over the Senators 4-2. And the Hurricanes win the series in a 4-0 sweep. 2 hours from now, we'll be back for more Stanley Cup playoff action. The Flyers looking to complete a sweep of their own as they take on the Penguins in Philadelphia. That's tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. For everyone here, for JT, Matthew Owens signing off. We'll see you in a couple hours' time for Pens and Flyers. But from here, it's Carolina finishing off